Sports, mate. I see my first stabbing at 11. I see my first person get shot at 15.
Woke up, the bed was shaking. I looked to my right. He's having a seizure.
Died, yeah.
Yeah, and he's there. He was in the longest seizure he's ever had.
What's your thoughts when you see you as a little boy there, seeing that image? What's your thoughts?
This looks like a young lost boy.
Now jump into the fucking screen, baby. Shaq. Then they see it through your eyes now, through peripheral vision in colour. Baby Shaq.
He's stitching himself up now. You see that? He's getting himself in trouble.
Friend died. You feel sad. That's life. Grieving's one of the things you have to go through.
Yeah, you know it's.
Clean energy. You know it's clean energy. Yeah, we keep it clean, energy. You know it's clean energy.
Yeah.
Clean energy.
Yes, my people, welcome back to another episode of the Clean Energy Show. Today we've got a very special guest in the building. This is one of my brothers who have definitely inspired me over the years, and I've been looking forward to chopping it up and having a good conversation with him. So without further ado, we've got the #1 unconscious mind therapist, Robert Hisee, in the building.
How you doing, everyone?
Yes. How's it
Thanks
going?
for having us here, Jay.
Yes, my brother, how's it going? You all right?
All good, mate. Lovely to be here.
Good, man. You're looking well.
And you are, mate, and you are, them
Yes.
big blue eyes you got there.
So talk to me, Robert. For
Go
the
on,
people, tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you do.
I'm the founder of Unconscious Mind Therapy. So what I'll do is anything to do with mental health I help. I work with anything from anxiety, depression, phobias like tryptomania, agoraphobia, whatever it may be. And I work with lots of sports people. I've had world champion fighter, Anna Rankin, IBO, WBA world champion. Worked with Sam Webb, who was British champion, Gary Walcombe. There's loads of people I've done work with, celebrity-wise, if you like. I work with a lot of celebrities and have to sign a lot of confidentiality agreements for the bigger names I can't talk about. So unconscious mind therapy, I think, is the best to get explained first. With psychotherapy and counselling, they deal with the content of the problems,
Okay.
where I deal with the processes to recovery or the process of thinking in general. So the process to thinking is the same in everyone's brain. The content's different. So if you've got anxiety, the reason why you have anxiety might be different than me, different forms. Someone's got PTSD because they've been in the army and seen someone's arm get blown off. Someone's seen their nan die and they see their nan choking and they see their kids coughing and they think it sounded like the nan when they were dying and they start getting health anxiety. So it don't matter what the content is, the process will be the same. So I look at the processes of thinking. I get rapid change. So my sessions are 3 hours long and I'm curing people from all over the world with stuff that can take years. So agoraphobia, I've been called up to Burnham, got off the plane one day, they just called me up there, if you can do it, come and do it live. Took me up there and they've met the person before, filmed me, got out of the house within 2 hours.
Wow.
I've had people tied up with unarmed robberies, never left the house for 15 years. This one's in the Sun. So if you Google Robert Hisee, Michelle Davis, you'll find it. She had petrol poured over an armed robbery, I think it was 15 years. I worked with her, now she's leaving the house. So I get what I'm known for is my fast results. But I also don't just work with resolving the problem. I also then teach my clients within that time and train their brain to be able to move forward, because therapy is always about going back. I'm very little going back. I'll deal with a problem quick and want to spend most of the time future pacing and solution based, moving forward, because let's look at the basics. Right? The basics of the mind is that everything gets made twice. Human beings are creators. Yeah, this is what we are. So everything gets made twice. If you look around this room now, see if you can find me anything in this room. Yeah, you and your crew over there. See if you can find me anything in this room that never started as a thought, except what come from nature and the earth in its original forms, except for trees, plants, cats, dogs, wind, rain, sand, snow, human beings, oxygen, except for what comes from the elements of the earth in its original form. See if you can find anything in this room that never started as a thought in a human's mind.
Yep.
And if, you're obviously thinking you can't, so if I give you the inside and outside of every building in the UK, the inside and outside of every building, find me one thing except for what comes from nature and the earth in its original form, that never started as a vision, as a thought in the human's brain before it was created as a thing or an object.
So it was a thought, and then we've turned it into a reality. So that's
It's
twice.
a vision of the mind, yeah, made twice. So
Right, okay.
everything except for what comes from nature and the earth in its original form was created inside of a human being's brain. Then it was manifested outside here as a table. It's not a table tree, like a door. You got your door over there, yeah? A door's made from wood, which does come from a tree, but I'm saying not in its original form, so not a tree. But anything else made from wood had to be cut down and measured, and we had to think about making a building before we thought about making doors and windows.
Yeah.
So, we don't ever think back to, our existence. Someone made a box. Who cares about a box or a candle? Do you care about candles? We use candles now.
I like candles.
We love candles. I love candles.
Do you like candles?
Love them, but what for do I like them for? To smell.
Yeah.
To make the room give a bit of ambience. Beautiful, yeah? I love that. Yeah, the feeling from a candle. But candles weren't designed for that. Back in the day, the rich could only afford, paraffin and, that sort of stuff to keep light. So it was only the rich and the middle class that could have light in their homes. The working class never. So then someone thought about putting a wick in wax. That was it, right? It was fucking revolutionary at the time. It changed the whole world. Everyone could start having light. People walk around with candles. Poor people could have light. The working class could have light. It was amazing. Then Edison comes along and thinks, fuck, I want to create a light bulb. He had a vision of a light bulb before there was a light bulb. He never knew how he was going to do it. And then, this is the best one. Someone had to visualise a TV before they made a TV.
Wow.
Get that out of you. Try figuring that out. How mad's that? So everything gets made twice.
And television.
Yeah.
And they had to have a vision to make the television.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it.
Triple, quadruple. That's too many visions in one. Yeah.
So
that's a real visionary.
It is, isn't it? But all of us are visionaries. This is where we get confused from the academic approach, yeah? We're brainwashed not to have vision. Because we've all been brainwashed to play the game. And I'll get the game of life. Money, it's not real. Everyone's, trillions of pounds of debt. You think there's like a bank full of money. Of course, it's just digits on a computer, right?
Yeah.
But I'll get the game of money because it's made us civilized. It's a game that we have to play, and otherwise we'd all be killing each other. So it's good that we have law, that we have money. I get it. It's just a shame that it's been taken too far, that they take away everyone's creativity. If you give me a kid at the age of 5, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be Muhammad Ali. I want to be a rock star.
Yeah.
Most kids want to be footballers or rugby players or whatever, boxers, whatever. Yeah. And then they've got these dreams. They're not scared of saying what they want to be. And then they go to school and then they say, this is how you spell, this is how you write, this is how you colour in, this is how you draw. And you've got to do it how I'll teach you in this way. Otherwise, I'm going to mark you as an F.
So you've now taken away the creativity of anything they want to do.
Exactly. So you'll mark you as an F. So what's an F, miss? The little kid goes, a failure. I don't want to be a failure.
Yeah.
We'll do as you're told. So all the kids in the class have got to do the same thing to pass the same exam. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
A little bit here and there on that. But you know what I'm saying, what I'm getting at. So that's no creativity. That's taking away creativity. And anything to do with vision is stop daydreaming, get on with your work. Anything to do with vision, we get run down for. You're away with the fairies, you live in Clare Cuckoo Land, you do. Stop, and it's all suppressing the vision, yeah?
And who do you reckon, is that just the curriculum of the schools? And
I reckon you're talking back thousands, hundreds of years or whatever, and you're looking at the rich were rich, the poor were poor, and there was different beliefs. The IQ levels weren't, the rich thought they were actually, it was genetic why they were clever, not that they got taught. Do you know what I mean? It was a different era, but...
So the only winners in creativity are going to be people that rebel the system, realistically, then?
Not necessarily, because what I don't want to get confused at, because academic intelligence is amazing, but academic intelligence without vision, you're only going to be a more paid worker, if that makes sense. There's nothing wrong with that either. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. People have a vision of being a doctor. We need doctors, great, amazing. And if that's what their childhood dream was, and they're living with their heart and passion, they're already rich, ain't the money, yeah? But a lot of people go to get jobs for money. They go to they want to get a job just to what earns the most. There's nothing to do with passion. People come. What I was trying to say is with the schooling system, that kid at the age of 5 who wants to be a footballer, they know what they want to be. They've got dreams because they're creative. Yeah. Time they finish school, the creativity's been knocked out of them. I know. Everyone I know does. And you go, what do you want to be when you grow up? I don't know. I might be an accountant. Why do you want to be an accountant? Because my dad's an accountant. I think it's good money. But do you like maths? No, I fucking hate it. What are you doing? Most people hate their job and are scared of getting a sack. So, it's really, that annoys me a little bit. But I'll get... So one first, I want to finish before my ADHD, I'm going to forget. So to answer your question you just said is, academic intelligence without vision is not clever,
Mm-hmm.
right? Academic with vision, you can be really successful and happy, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Having no academic intelligence means with no vision means you're going to go nowhere. But being not academic with vision, and you can still go wherever you want. I'm dyslexic with ADHD. I'm being a therapist around the world because I'm on vision preference, because that's what I live by. Yeah. So if I can't do maths, I pay someone to do it.
Yeah.
I need to do it. Why do I have to go and be a specialist in maths?
Yeah.
I also haven't. It's because if I've got vision, I can create things and if I can't do it, I pay you to do it. I'll get him to do it. I don't need to do anything. Richard Branson said, you don't need to fly a plane to run an airline.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
So have your vision and outsource your weaker points.
You can do, or you can do it yourself. It makes no.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, without vision, you ain't going nowhere. If you can't see your goal, because everything gets made twice. Not only do thoughts become things, you become what you think about most of the time.
So what would you say to someone who has been suppressed of their vision through school and from the people around them saying, oh, you got to do this or do that, and suppress all their creativity? How could you come out of that and turn your life around and become more in your creative bag and become more of a visionary?
First of all, start practicing visionary stuff. Like, first of all, we have to have a goal. You have to have a final. You have to create a vision first. You can think about it. You can self-talk a little bit and think, what do I want? What would make me happy? Yeah. People struggle just to come up with goals.
Yeah.
Most people are depressed because they haven't got a goal to move forward to. So your life's going to be like this, right? It's like a satellite navigation system. If you've got a sat nav, for me to get here today, you sent me the postcode, right? I have to, for that sat nav to direct me, I put a postcode or the address in, yeah? What does that represent to the sat nav? A final destination, an end goal. If I don't put a final destination in a sat nav, it ain't going to take me anywhere.
True.
Your brain, if it doesn't have a final destination where you're going to end up, you ain't got a clear image of that, which creates emotion. You ain't going anywhere, because a thought without emotion is just a thought.
Yeah.
A thought with emotion, now you've got a driver. Now you're going to start now you're going to start making effort. So many people have millions all of us have great ideas what we want to be, but we just self-talk. We put our emotion to it. So the vision's so important, because look at a vision like this, right? All right, so what do you want in the future?
I want clean energy to be global and for as many people to resonate with it and to help as many people as possible.
All right,
that's what I would like to do.
That's what you like to do, right? Now, when you said that, there weren't much emotional change, right? Because you felt like that before you said it.
Yeah.
So I want to be confident. No emotional change. Say, I want to be confident.
Yeah.
Say it. Just say it.
I want to be confident.
There's no difference, is there, in your body, right?
Yeah.
But now, close your eyes for a second, just for a second.
Yep.
And I want to visualize the end goal of this being global. Yeah? Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you know, you're nodding your head. That's confidence right there. That's saying, yeah, baby, look at me, right? Okay, I can't see what you're seeing, but I know you're rocking something inside your head there. So open your eyes, yeah? What was you seeing there? What was the vision you was actually seeing?
Just all the guests that I've ever visioned to be on the show, being surrounded by amazing people that have helped a lot of people, yeah. And just seeing it just escalate to where I want it to go.
So see what you just done there, yeah? You felt that though, yeah? I know you felt it because you're nodding your fucking head, right?
Yeah.
So
it's amazing what happens when you close your eyes though.
It's amazing because you bring your internal senses to full awareness. That's why hypnosis is so good. Yeah. The reason why we close our eyes in hypnosis is to bring our internal senses.
Right.
But you can do it with your eyes open though. Don't be. It's just more powerful when you close it.
Yeah.
The thing is, when you close your eyes, Anna, let's explain this another way. Do you speak Chinese?
I don't speak Chinese.
I don't speak Chinese, right? No. So we'd be fucked, wouldn't we, right?
We'd
having a conversation. We're having a podcast. Yeah.
We'd have a good time.
So if I said, if me and you was doing business and you're Chinese, right, and I say to you, we're doing business, you're overseas colleagues, I need to talk to you. So we've got to pay a translator to come in, right? Mm-hmm. Translator. Yeah, we'll get one of them sitting on the sofa there, right? And I'll go to you, right, now tell him I want 15% off the haulage. And he'll talk to you in Chinese. You'll talk back to him in Chinese. He'll come back to me, he said, bollocks, 12%, right? I'm not having it. Like, you've already got a lot off the top end, right? Anyway, so we can sit and talk and negotiate for a translator.
Yeah.
Well, imagine your vision is the translator. Now, this is important. Listen to this. Words are the language to the brain. Feelings are the language to the body. The body can't understand words. Feel confident. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, you feel it. Okay.
You've got a fucking clue. Be confident. You don't know what you're talking about, right?
Wow.
So how we have
Wait,
to
so
translate.
say that one more time.
Words are the language to the mind. Feelings are the language to the body.
Wow.
So you can't talk feeling, right? But our conscious mind's our drive, and we communicate and we think with words most of the time, yeah? So we go, right, what do I want? I want to be global success with clear energy. All right, now the body's on a whole other program. That's going to be going like the if you look at the unconscious mind, you're going to be dealing with the analytical mind, right? That's the unconscious, right? So when you're just talking without emotion, the body's going, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, I want to be I want clean energy to be the biggest mental wealth show in the world, right? Your body's going, yeah, but how you can do that? You need money. I mean, how are you going to get the stars on you already? I don't know who you are, blah, 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 blah. You know, all this shit's going to come up in your head, you know, I mean, you might have to ask him, you might do you a favour. And all this crap comes up, but say if it don't work, and what's going to happen then? I'm look silly.
And where's that coming from?
That's the analytical mind. That's your survival.
Analytical. Right, okay.
Yeah, so after the age of 7, we get an analytical mind. Before the age of 7, we live in theta state.
Right.
Which is just programming. Yeah, you ain't got no choices.
Okay.
You can't make a choice. You don't, you know, if you said to a 5-year-old, do your own work, or you don't do your own work, you're not playing football Sunday, they'll probably not do their own work because it's more of a command. But then we still let them play football Saturday anyway, so then their minds are all over the place, right? So after we get to the age of 7, our brainwaves speed up into beta, which is when we get analytical. So we've got a choice. If I said to a 15-year-old, if you don't do your own work, son, you ain't playing football Saturday, here go, well, hang on. Well, Gary's down a caravan with his mum and dad the week, and I don't really care. I ain't doing fuck me on work, right? Yeah. Or he could go, oh, mate, when my pals are going, it's the finals, we'll get through with this. No, Dad, do me on it. So he's got a choice still.
It's more of a logical thinking.
Yeah, logical. He's got a choice. He's got options to think about. We ain't got that brain before then. So
have we not?
We're not up to the age of 7. We haven't. We haven't. We live in theta state, which is a low frequency of 8 to 16 hertz, and we go up to 16. My brain's gone dead now. Yeah. But it speeds up anyway to completely. Is it 8 to 16? Oh, we're gonna figure it out. I'll look at it later. My memory's not the best. But we're going to beta state, which we're in now. So we've got an analytical mind. So when we do hypnosis and stuff, we take you down into theta state. That's why it's so easy to program.
Oh, really?
So we take your brainwaves down. Okay. So your body goes asleep, but your mind stays awake.
Wow.
So what we put in just goes straight into your subconscious, which is part of the unconscious mind. Yeah.
And that's so powerful, though, bro. Yeah. And it's like, so for me, I see this as like a mad superpower that you've got when you do this. I don't know anyone else who does what you do. No
one does. I've created this of my own stuff. Yeah.
There we go. So where did that come from?
I've learned other unconscious therapies, hypnotherapies, NLP. I'm a master cracking that, trainer. I've done loads of trained with all the best around California and modelled people. And same as what Anthony Robbins has done. Once you learn how to model the mind through unconscious, through your 5 senses, you can look at people doing things great and model what they do by looking at the processes.
Right.
So what Anthony Robbins has done is learned the skills to model, and he makes his own models, and he's the biggest life coach in the world. But that's what I've done with my stuff. I looked at the unconscious mind deeper. People always talk about subconscious programs. It's the subconscious. I go, subconscious the program, right? But I don't give a shit. If I've got to change you, conscious mind, subconscious mind, or go straight into just your unconscious mind, what has to change for you to change is your feeling. The unconscious mind is the body.
Yep.
Yeah? The biggest learning I've discovered isn't about what you think, it's about what you feel.
Right.
You can't think greater than how you feel. There's never been a human being in 2 million years, while experiencing the emotion of sadness, could make a happy thought. Okay. If you feel sad, you have to make sad thoughts. If you feel like something triggers you, your environment, or, you know, someone's coughing and it triggers off you to think about your nan passing away, and you know, whatever triggers that anxiety, as soon as that memory hits you and that learning hits you, and you start to feel that feeling, you can now only think within the chemical boundaries of how you feel. No one can think greater than how they feel. So where was I going with this?
So
that's the biggest learning I'm trying to say. Yeah. So you've got to learn to train the body prior to the event to feel like something if you want to be great.
Okay, I see what you mean. Is that the same sort of process to how you would help someone heal from a trauma and sort of kind of with the work you do you get them to a point where you're able to allow them to forget about something that's happened, or do you take them back there? You
can't make people forget what happened. It's about where they apply their focus.
Yeah.
So you can't
of course,
memories, but if you change the way someone feels about it, I don't think about it.
So run me through the process of how you would. Is it change the way someone would feel about a situation?
Yeah, it depends on what thing.
So say, for instance, someone come to you and they were struggling with, let's say, addiction, Because I know three people I know have come to you for addiction,
Mm.
and I know you've saved a lot of people due to addiction and stuff.
Yeah.
What would be the process if someone come to you and said, look, I'm addicted to...
That's a little bit different. That's one of the more complicated ones to explain on there. But
Okay.
first of all, they have got to have a vision of being clean.
Right.
And I don't care what you're doing. You've got to teach people about the everything gets made twice, that you've got to have a vision, right? But there's loads of techniques. My sessions are 3 hours long, so it's hard to say.
3 hour session, yeah.
3 hour session, and I only need one, but I'll deal with the individual. So what I might use with you, your map of the world is different than mine, yeah? The way you see things, the colours you like, the experiences you've had, you know, we've all got our own neuro associations to things.
Yeah.
So everyone's different. But there will be certain things I would do with addiction. With addiction, it's a funny one, but I like to look at what makes you feel good first of all, people say I'm an alcoholic, right? You've got to admit it. I get that at the beginning, right? You've got to admit you're a fucking idiot to not become an idiot. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I've got to admit, if you're an alcoholic, you admit you're an alcoholic, you're addict, you've got to get to a point where you understand. I get it. But you don't want to spend your life saying I'm an alcoholic.
But you know, like the AA clubs and stuff, they label each other.
Yeah,
I'm
and it's only got like a 0.1 success rate or something like that, or 0.1.
Really?
Yeah, it's not a high success rate for the amount of people that attend.
Yeah.
But for the people that does attend, it's amazing. Like, I love it that people have to, you know, it saves lives. But the success rate for the people that go and the people that stay is not big. And I want to say one thing. Say these words, and people at home say this out, yeah? Say, I am an alcoholic.
I am an alcoholic.
How do you feel when you say that?
Yeah,
Be truthful. How do you feel? Dirty?
It doesn't feel
Not good enough. I feel a bit like something wrong. Maybe a bit of shame.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't feel like that now, but if I was...
Yeah, if you can imagine what it'd be like. I'm not saying you do.
Yeah.
When you say that, if you was to imagine being in that mindset,
and then say
people
that...
imagine it, what would it be like if you felt like you wasn't alcoholic? You feel shameful.
Yeah, of course.
And, you know, it's not good. But if you say, I am clean...
Hey,
say it. I'm clean. How does that feel?
Yeah, that
It don't feel the same,
definitely
does
resonate
it?
with me more.
So
Yeah.
I would rather them say I'm clean because that's also the outcome you desire. So there's a part of the brain called the reticular activating system.
Say it one more time.
The
Reticular
activating system.
activating system. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a group of neurons at the bottom of the brain opposite the pituitary gland that works as a filtering system. So everyone's is wired differently, right? So you know the yellow car. You talk about yellow car, you see yellow car.
Yep.
That's the RES system.
Right.
It deletes the stalks and generalizes information, and it only shows you what you care about. Something that means something of importance to you, you will see more show up. That's good or bad. It don't understand what's going to help you or what's going to bring you down. It just understands what you see important to you, what feels important, you're going to see more of. So if your missus is pregnant, when I had my first son, who's 26 now, when my missus was pregnant, it seemed like everyone was pregnant. Everywhere. I started seeing pregnant women everywhere. I see like women sitting outside a cafe on a Monday having baby meetings with all the mums, and like I just started seeing, you know, I thought, I remember going to my mum's house, and my mum going to me, went to my mum, and she went, well, I've been to believe I bumped into Julie today. I went, yeah. She went, sister's only having twins, got to be sank in the water. Everywhere I go, people having babies.
Yeah.
People always having babies. They never stop, but you don't see them if your missus ain't pregnant because you don't care.
Do you believe in manifestation?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that process there, do you...
This is the science behind it. I'm glad you said that. See, when we talk about the law of attraction, people think, oh, I believe in it, I don't believe in it. You know, it's the law of the universe. Don't matter if you do or don't. It's, you know, gravity is the law of the universe. You can believe in it or not. If you jump off a building, you're going to hit the penny. Do you know what I mean? Good or bad, whatever you are, fat or thin, you're still going to hit the penny. Don't matter. Believe in it or don't. It don't matter.
Yeah.
But the thing with the RES system, it's science. And it runs bang in alignment with the law of vibration, the law of attraction, and everything else. It's all running simultaneously. Actually, the more I learn this stuff, the more I learn it's all different but the same. It's all the same but different. It's really weird. So if you look at the law of vibration, the law of attractions, it's basically explaining near on the same thing. But the reticular activation system is a science. So what you focus on, you'll see more of. And that's what will become into your reality. So if you talk about yellow cars, you see more yellow cars. Now, you've got to program the RES system to be who you want to be. And through visualization is the best way.
Okay.
So if you keep visualizing yourself as this leading brand, which you're going to be, the more you keep seeing that, the more you practice the emotion of that, the more the brain picks it up. And then when it sees it after every day for 30 days, it goes, this is important to Jay.
Wow.
Let's show more evidence. And you'll see someone's podcast, you think, that's good, that's well good, but I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it better.
Wow. Yeah.
And you're walking down the street, and so and you'll see something on telly, you think, yeah, when I get there, it's a tools to attitude, which can come across as arrogant to some people. So, but it isn't. It's reprogramming your brain. You're reprogramming these network of neurons. So you have to learn to feel great before you become great.
Would you do that from, people talk to themselves, or they journal they can journal and write, I'm going to do this, or I feel like this, and the same sort of thing?
Same sort of thing.
But the connection, though, is it talking and feelings, two different things, though, right?
Talking's. Or
can you bring it
together?
together?
Journaling's good, yeah. Put the vision in. What the studies show is if you close your eyes and then you visualize, so you've got a visual, audio, kinesthetic, So visual, you're seeing, you're hearing, and your audio, and your kinesthetic, you're feeling, So if you close your eyes and then you create that vision, put the third sense on top, the audio. Now you start talking. You shut up until you see it. So you create the emotion. Then you commentate what you see. Yeah, I look the bollocks there. I'm walking across LA. I'm on the beach. I'm smiling. I'm looking good. Got my nice car sitting over there. So that's what you've got to do. So then you've got your three senses. You've got five senses. You're hearing, seeing, smell, taste, feelings. But most of our programs are through our VAK. So like, think of this, right? You hear a song. Takes you back to your 18. Can you pick one? Song takes you back when you're young. Yeah, good memories, good vibes.
Yep.
Go on, what is it?
I'd say Mashtown, Warriors. Yeah, Warriors.
Where does
back
it take
in the
you
day.
to when you hear that?
Take me to an era in my life when I was I see myself in my car right now. It's a cold winter's night. I feel like there was many of them, and I was.
How do you feel?
What, right now?
When you think of that, what does the feeling does it bring back?
It was like I was excited, but I was lost. I was young.
Okay, so so what happens is, right, you might not hear that song for 5 years. Someone
they play it. It happens.
And then what happens is you go, boom. What'll happen is with a VAK, you'll get the external audio. You'll get a flash of the internal vision of where you was, which will send off the trigger of the emotion. Then you think within the chemical boundaries of that thing. You start to feel like that, and you reminisce in it. Yeah, you're sitting there thinking within that thing. So, but I have a song, Mambo Number 5. Yeah, it was a right shit tune, right? But back in the day when I was young, long time when there was CDs. The songs hit Greece before they hit the UK year before. So what was ever in the charts in Greece when we went on holiday would be the songs in the UK because the ships were bringing the albums over. So Mambo Number 5, I remember being over there with my cousin Paul in some shitty little club, dancing on a table, and it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everybody, you know that song?
Yeah.
And like I could not hear that song for 2 years, right? And then all of a sudden I can be driving along, I hear mate, I just get this flash and I start to smile.
Yeah.
But you could pay me to go back to that gaff now. I'd be well unhappy if that was my holidays now. But at the time,
the
and I still feel the I can even smell that sort of that air, that sticky sort of hot air you get out there. All my senses come back with it. Yeah. But in other songs, I ain't got no association to it. I don't feel anything. It's just a song. But then you can have other songs where it could be a sad song. So I went in a pub in Bermondsey when I was younger. And back in the day, for some reason, every fucking funeral had, I did it my way. Yeah. And I remember this sitting in the pub and this bird was crying. I went, baby, you all right? What's the matter? She it's nothing. It just reminds me of something happened 15 years ago. What? My granddad died. He wanted his song at his funeral. So she's in the pub on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon. She hears the song, brings back the memory of her granddad and accesses the emotion of the experience because it was anchored.
Even people, so like songs you'd play with people, even like ex-partners and stuff.
Yeah.
You bring it back 10 years later, you're like, whoa.
Yes.
It's rubbish tune, but it brings you
back to where you was. Yeah. And aftershaves can do it. Like I remember one of my first holiday is in Miyake come out. And, when I was really young, it was like the old Ralph Lauren, him sitting all the green bottle stuff. And then,
You're right. Do you know, it's mad you say that. Someone was wearing, and it's not a good perfume now, but everyone was wearing Dupe at the time. Do you remember Dupe?
You remember Dupe coming out.
That takes me to when I was first going out, like under 16s and 15 raves and that smell is it's a sweet one.
Yeah.
It takes me back there.
You back to that.
I smelled it. Someone was wearing it and it doesn't smell nice, but you remember it straight away.
And what's the Versace blue jeans? I remember that coming out.
Blue jean,
I can't even really remember the smell, but I always remember the bottle. I remember my house.
Yeah.
If I think of that image, I get my house in Bermondsey. I lived.
Wow.
I was about 18.
That's
weird, isn't it? But this is what I'm saying. But long-term memories, by the way, are highly emotional experiences.
Okay.
So there's got to be something connected to that smell and the event or how you felt at the time. So long-term memories are highly emotional experiences. So if you remember pissing yourself at school as a kid, and you might fucking feel mugged off putting divvy dreams on that thingy as a little as like a 6-year-old, or you might remember your first fight, or the first person you love dying, or a fucking car crash or breaking your arm, or your mate getting hurt and watching it. So highly emotional experiences are long-term memories.
Long-term memories, okay.
So you can't. So you don't. So if you remember something when you was young, think of something when you was young quickly. Anything.
Yeah.
No big deal. Think of one. Any memory.
Yeah. Oh, what, a traumatic one?
No, a good one.
Yeah, go on.
One, tell us.
I was a mascot for Chelsea at Tottenham's ground.
Okay, so yeah, you remember that, yeah?
Yeah.
That's a highly emotional experience. You remember it.
Yeah.
And there'll be bad ones exactly the same.
Yeah.
But what did you have for dinner that day?
It's true, yeah.
See what I'm saying? It's, don't give a shit. So you're not going to remember it. So long-term memories are highly emotional experiences.
Long-term memories are
highly-
high emotional, whether it's traumatic or
Don't matter.
really...
The
okay.
body don't understand
difference.
good or bad. It understands a highly emotional thing that it's going to think there's some reason to hold that there.
So obviously with a good memory, you'd want to hold that for as long as possible. But if someone come to you and they said they had like a traumatic event, for instance, I've had a situation that happened to me when I was younger, and still see it now sometimes, or like when I'm resting my head and I sleep, I can see it. What is there anything you could do to like help that from your experience and with what you do as well?
There's loads of different ways. Well, there's loads of stuff I could do if I just stood up. But for instance, let's have a think.
Do you want an example?
Yeah.
So when I was younger, I was a teenager, I think younger than that actually, I was in the same bed as my brother, we were sharing a bed. He's disabled, cerebral palsy, epilepsy, and I woke up in the middle of the night. It was Christmas time. And when he gets excited for Christmas, he sometimes has seizures. I woke up, the bed was shaking. I looked to my right, he's having a seizure. Yeah, and he's there. He was in the longest seizure he's ever had. So he was shaking and shaking, but waking up and seeing that right next to me was traumatic. And it was a very traumatic night as well. He did nearly die. Luckily, he's still here with us because he's a soldier and a warrior. But I didn't speak about that. I was young, probably I think 10 maybe. Didn't speak about that for years. And I spoke about it for the first time about 3 years ago. And it all come back to me. And ever since I spoke about it, sometimes I lay there and I see it, or if I'm in my dreams, I can see it.
Yeah, at least you're processing it now for one reason. But
yeah, I must have. But what is that as well? I completely blocked that out.
It's a trauma, isn't it? For one, you're 10 years old, and when you're 10 years old, let's be honest, we're thick as shit, right? It's what people don't understand. When we have a childhood memory, when you think of that, you're thinking of that so the minute you think of that trauma, memories have the same connection to the experience. So you as an adult now, how old are you now? I'm asking, Jay, roughly.
I'm 31.
31, right? And you were 10 then, did you say?
I was 10.
10. So you're going 21 years ago. So when you think of that event, that has a neurological connection, will release the chemicals into your body and your bloodstream of what you felt at the time.
Do you know what's crazy?
Go on.
I hadn't spoke about that till 3 years ago. The minute I spoke about it with one of my friends, that night, about an hour later, I wrote a whole song about it in detail of everything that happened. But it was like all there in my brain. But before that, I never even spoke about it to one person after that.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, tell me.
That sounds like a lot of therapy you've done for yourself there. Getting it out and putting pen to paper is an amazing thing to do.
But what I'm surprised about is hadn't spoke about it. I was so young when it happened. As soon as I thought about it, it was all there, all the information.
Yeah, the unconscious mind ain't going to let go of that. You've had a traumatic experience. Your brother was nearly died. I mean, you love your brother. Also, you're scared because then you're unable to do shit. What are you going to do?
Yep.
You're 10 years old. And how do you process what's going on there? What should you be doing? You're 10. As I said, 10-year-olds as thick as shit, right? So a 10-year-old still believes in the fucking Father Christmas and the fucking Tooth Fairy. Do you know what I'm saying? So 10-year-olds ain't that clever. So when you think of that, you're only going to see it through the 10-year-old's eyes. Not through Jay. You now. If that never happened to you now, you'd deal with it like a man. You'd go, you wouldn't get into panic. You'd panic after.
Yeah.
You'd be like, bruv, quick, get here. And you'd be taken over. At 10 years old, you don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
You run aware. So that will cause a traumatic response, which your brain will anchor it and go, something bad's happening. You know, could it happen to me? What's going on? Is it something bad going to happen to him?
Yeah.
You don't know. It's all done through suggestion. Yeah.
Yeah.
So of course that's going to anchor a trauma. I mean, but it seems like you've put it away for a long while, but when you've opened it up, of course it's going to, once you go to that place, it's stored in the emotion. And then that brings back the way you felt, which means you can then put that out into words, which was actually lucky you've done that, really, and you've got the skills to write a song because you've sort of done your own therapy a bit that night yourself already.
Yeah.
Getting it out of you, making sense of it, you know.
But say for instance, I come to you now at that point, I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't know I had this traumatic event stored all up in me.
I'll tell you what to do. When you think of it, how does it make you feel?
Now I'm a bit more.
When you see the flash at night,
It bugs me out. So like I'll be like, I feel like I have to call him.
yeah, because it brings back the memory of the experience. So the brain's going, quick, check if he's still alive. Like,
Yeah, he's
check
all
him out. He's right, yeah, because it scares you. Your brother losing your brother. So you've learned that your brother could die through this seizure. Right?
Yeah.
So your brain takes the worst case scenario, throws it in the future. You ring him up. That's what anxiety is.
Yeah.
So what I would say is like, and there's nothing wrong with loving your brother and worrying about him. It's what we do when we love people. But so I'm going to show you a disassociation technique I use. Yeah.
Okay.
So if I work with someone that's been, let's talk brutally honest and for the viewers' sake, yeah.
Yep.
If a woman's been raped and beat up and bad, yeah, a psychotherapist will talk to her about the event.
Okay.
Every time you access that memory, it's a short-term memory at the minute, but it's a highly emotional one. So when she accesses the memory to talk about it, the visions flicks back. She feels the experience, and now she's got to try to have therapy in this emotion, which you can only think how you feel, which is my biggest learning, as I said. So you talk about the event, it triggers off the event. She starts to sit there crying, and you're trying to work out her mind state why she's in trauma. It's fucking not going to happen, right? So this is what I don't like about my own opinion. People probably won't like what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it. Psychotherapist will go, she'll go next week, then she'll come back the following week. Now, by the third week, she's having panic attacks and crying before she goes to the therapist because she knows she's got to go to the therapist and talk about the rape again, right? So then she turns up to the psychotherapist and they go, there's some drugs, bang that down her neck. And they won't give her a little bit because she's fucking really in a traumatic place, yeah? So then the following week, she walks in like this, like, yeah? Have you ever seen someone on high doses of it? Yeah, it's fucking, they're like, yeah, like, and they sit there like this, like, yeah, I've been better. I haven't been crying as much. They can't fucking feel any emotion. They've drugged them up so much, their cortisol levels can't go up or down.
Yeah.
Nor can any other chemicals can get released, yeah? There's serotonin and dopamine, it's all being held back. So, which I agree with. I agree with it when it comes to self-harming and suicide. Fucking dose them up.
Really?
Yeah, balance the brain a bit and then slowly wear them out and get therapy. But this girl now is like this, right? Because they don't know how to handle it. So she's like, and then guess what? They drugged the fuck out of her and talk about the rape again. I mean, it's nuts, right? If you can only think how you feel, you need your emotions there to be able to process shit. So I'm going to show you a technique which I would use with someone like this. I have to take away their emotion so that I can access their adult mind. If I talk about it with her emotion, she's sitting in the experience, she's thinking within the chemical boundaries of the trauma.
Yeah.
Start talking to the fucking wall. So do me a favour, right? So I want you to close your eyes for a second, yeah? Imagine that you're in a cinema, yeah? And you're at the front row in the middle.
Yep.
And just for now, I don't want you to play it for too long and cause you much trauma. I want you to just see on that screen in black and white. So black and white disassociates from colour. So it's a little level down. But just give me a number 1 to 10. Just play on the screen your brother with that seizure. And you just quickly see it for a few seconds and then to stop it. And 1 to 10, how does that feel? 10 being the worst. What sort of number are we at?
Yeah. It's like high, 10, I'd say.
It's a 10.
Yeah.
All right, so I want you to go to your left or right. You pick 5 seats. Where have you gone, my brother?
I've gone left.
All right, left 5 seats, right?
Yep.
Now I want you to look at yourself looking at the screen in black and white and then play it again quickly. How does it feel now, 1 to 10?
Yes. Still doesn't feel great.
What number though?
9, 10.
9, 10 still.
Yeah.
All right, now float back 5 seats.
Okay.
Now you're looking down at yourself, looking across at yourself, looking at the screen. And play it for a few seconds in black and white.
I'm looking at
You're looking down at yourself, looking across at yourself, looking at the screen in black and white, and just play that video with your brother again quickly.
Okay.
What level are we at now?
Yeah, it's not so high.
It's okay. Give me a number. Just
Say
whatever it feels
maybe
like.
like a 5.
5. Now float up another 5 seats. Now you're looking down at yourself, across at yourself, looking at the screen.
Yeah.
What number?
Yeah, it's getting less.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mad.
So what number now?
I'll say 2, 3.
Now float up to the projector booth. So you're looking down to the projector booth, yeah? Looking down at yourself, across at yourself, looking at the screen. What number are you at?
Yeah. I'd say there's no There's no pain there, zero.
There's no pain there. All right. So straight away, now I'm in a place to talk to you about it. Now looking down at that, how does that? What's your thoughts when you see you as a little boy there, seeing that image? What's your thoughts on that when you look down at yourself, across at yourself, look at the screen?
He just looks like a young lost boy.
What information would you give that young lost boy as an adult?
Not to be too hard on yourself. You're a young boy, and this is a crazy situation you're going through.
And if you was to stand in the same room as yourself looking down now, so there's two of you, but you're looking at yourself, looking down at yourself, and seeing this guy now who's getting a disassociated view of it, what information would you give him as he's making sense of it? Is there anything you could, any sort of constructive to you to understand it as a man? So imagine there's you now in the room with you in the projector booth, but you're looking at yourself, seeing you have the experience of looking down and looking at it for the first time with no emotion.
Just like,
how does that feel?
Well done that you've looked into it and you're opening it up and trying to work it out. And
how does it feel as through a man's eyes looking at that image now? What's the understanding like now?
Just that it was it's hard times, but it also showed a lot of strength with my brother.
Open your eyes, my bro. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to think of a time before that event you remember being happy, a nice, happy place where you felt safe and secure. Don't have to be with your brother, but a time before then. So before the age of 10, any age, tell me somewhere.
Playing football in the cage with my brothers.
No, that's a good, nice, safe, good memory, yeah?
Yeah.
And since that event, think of a nice, safe place in your life where you felt really safe, content and happy.
Yep.
Tell me.
Just with my family on Christmas when I was younger, with my brother still, but it felt like a safer
At Christmas?
Space. Yeah.
All right, and then just tell me a silly song. What silly songs? If you think of a silly song, what do you think of?
Baby Shark's one. Yeah,
it's a silly song, yeah?
Yeah, we've got Baby Shark.
All right, okay. So for now, I say it was Christmas. So what I want you to do is now, do me a favour, go back into you, close your eyes for me a minute. I want you to be in that projector booth. So now you're looking down at yourself, cross at yourself, looking at the screen in black and white, yeah? And I want you to see on the screen now, I want you to play, we're going to go backwards, we're going to go Christmas. So visualise that on the screen, yeah?
Yep.
What's the word? Seizure. After the seizure, football cage. Then make the screen go black. Then do it again, yeah? Christmas, seizure, football cage, blank the screen. Do that for 10 times. Quick as you can.
Yeah.
And now I want you to float down to the top seat. So now you're just looking down at yourself, cross at yourself, looking at the screen. And do that again for me. So it's Christmas, seizure, football cage, blank the screen. Christmas, seizure, football cage, blank the screen.
Yep.
Good. Do it fast. As fast as you can. Just hit it another 5 times. Bang, 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 bang.
Yep.
Blank the screen at the end. Yeah? Now, how do you feel there now, 1 to 10? Still at a nice 1?
I'm okay, yeah.
Yep. Now go down another seat. So now you're just looking down at yourself, looking across at yourself, looking at the screen.
Yeah.
Fire it up again. Same procedure.
Yep.
How do you feel there?
Yeah, I still feel okay. 0, say 1, 0, yeah.
Now go down to the front seat. So you're looking across at yourself, looking at the screen in black and white. Play it again. Christmas, seizure, football cage, blank the screen. Christmas, seizure, football cage, blank the screen. Keep going.
Yep.
Baby shark, baby shark. Keep seeing it. Baby shark, baby shark. And now jump into the fucking screen. Baby shark. Then they see it through your eyes now, through peripheral vision in colour. Baby shark, baby shark. And now you're seeing it, yeah?
Yeah.
And now you see it. How does it feel now? Looking at it straight through your eyes. Wow. How does it feel now?
Damn.
Really try. Now I'm going to say to you, really try to bring the trauma back. Really try to bring that feeling back, and you'll see.
Wow. Yeah.
You can't bring the feeling back now, can you?
No.
See the image. Really try to bring that feeling back. Really try. I'm not a pussy therapist, and I don't think about it. I can't fucking try to bring it back.
Yeah, no, you're right.
You can't, can you?
Wow. Wow. What was that?
So I'll explain it.
Damn.
This is the power of the unconscious.
Right now.
It's weird, isn't it?
That's very weird.
You might feel a bit strange for a sec. Yeah.
That was wow. Yeah, I can't.
So
what happened there?
So what we've done is, so now you're looking at the image and you're feeling nothing, yeah?
Wow.
But at the beginning, in the front row in black and white, you was feeling a 10. You could, and actually, when you do an edit later, edit his boat race, yeah? Edit it at the beginning when he said a 10, and then whack it back into when we see him at the end there, when he's in the fucking screen.
Yeah.
So what I've done is there, This is what I was saying about working with people with trauma. I disassociate you from your body, from the experience of the emotion. It can take you 20, it can take you 2 years with a psychotherapist. Fuck that shit. Let's look at the unconscious. Let's use techniques to remove the emotion. So I disassociated you to you was in a place where you didn't feel nothing and you looked at it. Even that was a massive learning, yeah? So what I'll do is then I collapse what they call the anchor. So the trigger, if you like, yeah? Most people will see, but so what I've done is I took a good safe memory from before the event, a good safe memory after the event, and in the middle was the traumatic one.
Wow.
So I'm crushing it, yeah?
Yeah.
So then I'm reassociating you without you being aware into the traumatic seat. So it should be going up again, yeah? But I'm collapsing it each time. So one step at a time, taking you down, collapsing it. Taking you down, collapsing it, till you're in the front row, and now you're fucking singing Baby Shark with me. Now, the reason why I put Baby Shark in there, I'm going to explain this because they're going to finish geezers off his fucking head, right? But the reason why we're playing Baby Shark is because your brain sees that as stupid, silly, or ridiculous.
Yeah.
The human mind can't find nothing scary that's stupid, silly, or ridiculous.
Right.
So what I'm doing is enhancing the neuroassociation to the song that you have. Yeah, so I'm putting that in the fold as well. So now the stupid, silly, ridiculous, I'm about to bring it into colour. Bang, we jump into the screen, you see it through your eyes. Yeah. You're looking through your own eyes, which is the most, that's where you should really feel the fucking trauma. Yeah. And now we've collapsed it down to that level. I put the extra safety of, I normally say, put a sombrero at some red noses and stuff like that as well. And I play Baby Shark, yeah? So now your brain's, we're rewiring the association, the neuroassociation. So now, the association has been rewired. You feel it's stupid, silly, ridiculous. You've collapsed the anchor. Now you're just looking at it through an adult's eyes. It's like me looking at it. Yeah, I get it. It's not nice, but I'm not in trauma of it because I wasn't there. Do you see what I'm trying to say? But we collapse it to a level of normal uncomfort. It's your brother, fine. Of course you're going to feel uncomfortable, but we don't want it to be traumatized, and you're not. So we collapse that anchor. So when you get to the front, you can look at it, and you're looking at it through your man's eyes now, not the kid's eyes.
Do you feel like moving forward, I perceive it in that light now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm trying to think of it.
I'm
still thinking about it now, and I'm not feeling like I can't feel that feeling.
Not as much as you would.
Not how I felt
No.
when you first said it. I was like, whoa. I felt, you can probably tell.
I'm saying to you now, I can try to bring it back.
Yeah.
Really try.
I know.
Really
I can hear Baby Shark right now.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So your body don't want the trauma.
It was such a strong feeling before as well. Now I can't feel it. That's crazy.
This is mad, isn't it?
Bro, this is why you're so powerful.
UK's #1 unconscious one therapist. To get your sessions, get in with me.
There we go.
So, based in Ongar, by the way, Essex. But so
plug.
But just see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is where we have to. This is the power of the unconscious mind. I don't really give a shit about the content. I don't want to spend hours and weeks in the content because I'm going to start getting anxiety.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you look at the unconscious mind, deal with the processes to recovery. So we have to disassociate from the emotion before we can make any sense of it logically. So if I've got a woman who's been attacked, I said been raped, I want to disassociate her from the emotion first because otherwise she's only thinking how she feels. I can't make any sense of anything. Why she's in the chemicals releasing from the memory of the experience of the rape.
Yep.
So adrenaline's pumping, her heart rate's going up, her blood pressure's going up, her cortisol's flooding the body with poison. And that's no good to talk to anyone.
So, obviously you mentioned about they put you on high medication and they'll talk to you on high medication.
I'm not saying medication is bad, but I'm just saying it isn't. Sometimes it's a waste of fucking time.
But what about for things like, obviously, I know you said you've got ADHD yourself.
Yes, that's different. That's the deformity of the brain, if you like. So I'm never gonna it's not a problem. It's just academically a problem. I like having ADHD, but it does have, every mindset will have its advantages, not just ADHD. So academic people, very limited to create good visions and good goals. They live in fear because they're forever looking for the problem to solve and what could go wrong, and they have to protect themselves from doing it. So to me, that ain't a good mindset either if you live in that too much. It's about balance,
There's two different sides of it.
It's about balance. So what's the point of having all that knowledge when you can't really enjoy your creative life? It's about having a balance of both.
So even though you've said you've got ADHD, I believe I've got ADHD as well, but I haven't been diagnosed. Have you been diagnosed?
Yeah, at 37, 10 years ago.
So, okay. I struggle with, I'm very good at creating things and ideas always come to me and whatnot, but I struggle to do the smaller tasks that I'm not really interested in.
Tell me what?
Like even admin and
Do you know what,
parking tickets and...
So do I. So pay someone to fucking do it.
Yeah.
Why do you want to do it? You fucking mad? You don't like it. Why not do it?
I know. Yeah. It's true.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Do you like
yeah.
roofing? I don't. I ain't going to get on a fucking
So
roof.
true. Yeah.
Do you see what I'm trying to say?
So outsource it instead
got
of trying
jobs.
to. So I always try. I'm trying to work through it at the moment, and I'm trying to designate time to
You
get
can't
down
be
and
good
do
at
it.
everything. And sometimes you ain't got the money. You got to do things. We've got to do a bit of graft at the beginning. But overall, people. And do you know what I found? When you're a visionary and you're trying things, people admire it and they want to get on the buzz with you. And people want to help. Human beings naturally want to help. Good people, they want to help.
Yeah.
If you ask for help, the schooling system say, don't ask for help, do it yourself.
Yeah.
Tell me an entrepreneur that does that.
I know. Yeah. Of course.
Anyone successful.
And bringing the right person in who's good at that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. I think
Someone that can just
it's
fucking do
interesting
it for now.
and I think a lot of people are in this point as well. When especially in business as well, they're trying to, or if their creativity and then they want to turn it into a business, and then they struggle to do certain tasks, and then you have to outsource it. But sometimes you feel like you can't rely on a lot of people, so you need to do it, and then you're struggling.
Yeah, you're struggling, yeah. You can't do it on your own. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
No one's strong enough to do it on their own.
So you struggle with stuff like that, paperwork, admin, because
Useless.
I'm okay at typing now,
dyslexic.
but writing has always been there's been a barrier for me, and I'm good with words, but I'm just not good at writing words, and
I'm good at creating books. I've created a couple of books, but I'll talk into a thing. And then I get someone else to do it, the thing grammar for me.
Wow.
Then I'll sit and tell them what to do. And I say, no, I don't like that bit, bum. So there's ways around things,
Yeah.
Like you can do audio, you can record audio and get someone to do print it up, and you can actually create an audio book and tell someone to fucking make the book on the back of it. You ain't got to do it the book way round.
Yeah.
Fucking audio book, and then to pay someone to put it into words.
It's almost like accepting who you are through what you feel instead of what you should, how you feel like you should be done.
Einstein said, you can't put a fish in a tree and expect it to swing like a monkey. Yeah, you can't put a monkey in the ocean and expect it to drown. And a fish would die from having no air in it. You can't. It's a fish.
Yeah.
A fish is a fish. A monkey's in the tree. A monkey's a monkey. You can't fucking. You can't. A fish can't be a monkey.
Yeah.
It's the same as humans.
Yeah,
we can only be what we are.
Wow.
And what you're good at, you're gonna have your benefits and some of this. And what we do wrong is judge ourselves through other people's eyes.
Yep.
That's because there's no fucking visionaries out there. Yeah. If you're a visionary, you see yourself. The minute I started to see myself, I don't give a fuck what no one thinks of me. Like when I grew up, I was so insecure.
Yeah.
I had low self-worth, dyslexic, I was told I was thick, called a cunt. It was like, I didn't believe in myself at all. When I started seeing myself and creating who I want to be, Robert Hisee, the UK's #1 unconscious mind therapist, I was saying this long before anyone else fucking said it to me.
Yeah.
I was saying it before I had the ability to be #1.
Wow. Yeah.
Because I had to become fucking delusional.
Yep.
So you have to see yourself, because when you see yourself, you're talking to the body. You're installing the emotion, which is like that's the hardware, baby. That's what we need. We need this shit. We can't move forward without it.
Yep.
So I started seeing it. Muhammad Ali said, I'm the greatest. Not I want to be.
Yep. I am
the greatest.
Wow.
And at 18 years old, he wins the Olympics in Rome. And he says, I'm the greatest. I'm going to be the next heavyweight champion of the world. I'm the greatest boxer this world's ever going to see. People thought you flash mug. I hope you get fucking knocked out, you arrogant little prick.
Yeah.
He won't be arrogant. Arrogance is nothing to do with someone believing in themselves. But it will come across arrogant to unconfident people. And this is the truth. This is the truth of the matter, which everyone at home, I want you to understand this. If you don't see yourself, you're going to see yourself at other people's eyes. And if I see myself through your eyes, I'm going to find an insecurity compared to what your map of the world is. Right. And if I see myself from someone else's eyes over there, or my teacher's eyes, or someone I admire's eyes, I'm going to start looking at all my insecurities.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you see yourself through other people's eyes, that's going to be no good to you. You've got to become the creator of yourself. Yeah. You've got to have that Matthew, I can't remember his name, McConaughey, no, the actor.
Oh, yeah.
He's a great actor anyway. And I see him doing a speech when he got an Oscar, and he said something about when he was 15 years old, someone came up to him and said, who's your hero? He said, let me think about that. He said, a couple of days later, I went back on him, I know my hero is. It's me in 10 years from now, and I'll be doing X, Y, and Z. He said, and I become 25 years old, and the guy come up to me and said, Math, are you your hero now? I said, buddy, I'm not even close. He said, my hero's another 10 years away from that.
Okay. Yeah.
And he's doing X, Y, and Z. He said, and that's always going to be the case for me. He said, I'm never going to catch my hero. I'm never going to be able to catch up with my hero.
Because it's the
future. He said, but it always gives me someone to chase.
Wow.
And I'm happy with that. And that is the truth of life. You always need that someone to chase. You need to have a vision of who you're going to be, and you have to chase that vision. You've always got to be a better you.
So you don't think that will never stop then, right?
No, mate. I'd rather.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's when that's when you stop, right?
That's when your
stagnant.
That's when your life goes. That's when depression kicks in. If you ain't got a vision of the future, you're then a record of the past. Now, let me ask you something.
Go for it.
Think of if you was to think of a good memory, right? So people as they get older go, you know what? I know I looked good back then, right? If someone says to you, I look good back then, what are they saying in the here and now, in the moment?
You're not looking great now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had so much energy back then, mate. I used to love playing football. I had so much energy.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm a lazy cunt.
You hear that a lot.
I'm a lazy bastard. I don't do anything anymore.
Yeah.
So if you look back at a good memory, it's only reminding you that life's not as good now. If you think of a good holiday and you start to smile, it's because you're not on holiday and you're in the fucking UK and it's pissing down the rain, right?
Yep.
Just don't feel as good. So if you think of a good memory, it reminds you that it's not as good now, because that's how it works. And if you think about a bad memory, you bring back the trauma of the experience in the here and now. So what's good about the past? There's only one thing in the past that's good for us, but we don't never think about it, how bad life was and how good it is now. So if I look back when I was on the council estate growing up, I think, I've done good coming from there. But that's it. I don't think about that for another 5 years. Like, I don't spend time practicing that. But we rehearse the problems, we rehearse the trauma, we rehearse how good things once were, reminding us how good things what ain't now. So what the fuck is that going to do for your life?
But do you ever use where you've come from as drive, though?
Not now.
No. I mean, do you know?
I mean, the lessons from there give me strength. Yeah, and I suppose it did give me drive. But what's giving you drive? If you're brought up in a bad area, and you want to get out of there, yeah, and people go, it's the want to get out of there that's doing it. No, it's the vision of you being out of there that's doing it. It's not you might think it's that, but it's the vision of, like, I'm going to have this fucking house, I'm going to live there by the end of the year. I'm going to get out of here and get my mum out of here by this age.
So
that's
goal.
the vision that's doing
it's the future.
it. People go, I'm driven by the force of wanting to get out.
Yeah.
Not liking the environment forced you into creating a vision because it was so painful. It's like, I need to run. So then it's when you create your vision of the possibility of that being real, it has to get made twice.
Right, that's what goes back to what you said in the first place.
If you haven't got a vision, you ain't going anywhere.
Vision and the action to go with it, I guess, as well.
Yeah, because when you've got vision, you create the emotion that gives you the drive to get there. A thought without emotion is just a thought. A thought with emotion is the driving force, and now you're going to start making changes.
So, like, through my experience, especially over the last couple of years, doing what I'm doing, I've come across people that there's two types of people, or three. Some that have both, some that just have the idea, they like the idea of it, and they don't have the action towards it. And some people that can kind of work towards it with someone but don't have a vision themselves.
Yes. So it all boils down to vision, though, mate.
Yeah,
because if you're talking about it, I've got this idea, there's no drive. That's why everyone has ideas and don't do shit. It's only when you get the vision to it that creates the emotion. And other people, like, listen, academic people are wicked. If I'm working, I need someone academic with me because I can create visions all day long, but I can't put the things in place to.
Yeah.
So I need academic people to go, well, that might go wrong. Think about this. Ain't much. You need to, I have learned to chunk down. So I see my big picture and I chunk down into detail. I train my brain to do this. I look into, you need both to be successful, really, to be a smooth success.
Okay. And if you can't do both, get a team member in to work with.
Yeah. Who can help you do I always go to detail people. So if I write something out and I can create something good, my cousin Karen's massive detail, I go, mate, have a look at that, but I send this to the press. And she'd go, oh, that could mean this, and that could mean, I think, oh, fuck me. Like, it makes you feel like, it used to make me feel, oh, someone's ripping my work apart. Now I'm like, good, tell me, come on. I enjoy understanding what I'm doing, why that means this and why that means that. I want it to be ripped to shreds, because when I hand it over, I want the big picture people to get it, and I want the detail people to get it, because then everyone's getting the message. So I like that help now, where before I used to hate the detail. I just take it personal.
Just thinking about the work you do, and how many people you're helping daily, all the time.
Yeah.
Putting a lot of focus, energy, time into what you do. Where does that come from with yourself? Have you been through, is it dark times yourself?
Of course, mate. I see my first stabbing at 11. I see my first person get shot at 15. I got up to no good and bits and pieces myself, which I can't talk about now. I've seen loads of other things. And,
Did you say age 11, yeah?
Age 11, I see my first stabbing, yeah. I was with my mate. And I see it. But, that was just the way of life. And I done a post the other day and I thought it was quite, and a lot of people messaged me, especially street people, working class. When we was young, I didn't know what anxiety was till I was about 27. I didn't fucking know what the word even meant, right? Because we were just on the streets knocking about and growing up. And I remember we used to call it para. So we'd go, oh, mate, I feel a bit para. But the word para used to suggest that it's in my head a little bit.
Yeah.
Obviously, it ain't never happened. So in some ways, it had a better form for us street kids. Oh, para, it's like you're suggesting you don't worry about it.
It's not there, but I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. But when you say anxiety, it's like, oh, I'm feeling anxious, I've got mental illness, I can't stop feeling. We start, there's a different association, a bit to like, I'm an alcoholic or I am clean, yeah? The association wasn't never that bad with para because, to be fair, I lived in fucking anxiety every day.
Yeah.
If I come out of my state and look over my shoulder, you're going to get mugged. So your mates have ironed someone out. So now that little firm might see you and you're on your toes because they're going to get hold of you, and it's that sort of thing.
But we have feelings for a reason, right? You needed that feeling.
Yeah.
That paranoia, anxiety, like people always are trying to fight away from it.
And anxiety in its right place is a good thing.
Yeah.
If I walk over a London Bridge and I see, 3 people stabbing someone because of their terrorist religion or whatever, if I don't feel fear, I'll go, come on, boys, think about what you're doing. They're going to plunge me, right? I want to feel fucking anxiety. I'll jump over the fucking bridge or throw someone in front of me to get away. I'm in survival mode, mate. Get me the fuck out of here, yeah? So in its right place, anxiety is good.
Yep.
If I'm a caveman, we're cavemen, right? And then we've never seen a saber-toothed tiger before. All we've seen is elephants and, we've got a few ducks, a couple of fish, there's a couple of little cats. Nothing's really dangerous, yeah?
Yep.
And you've never seen a saber-toothed tiger before because you ain't got no TV. You're 31 years old. Your pal goes, oh, look at that. And it thinks, just because we've never been taught things can kill, your mate goes over and comes out the cave, goes over to the tiger, rips him to pieces, right? We go into traumatic shock, yeah? And we start to run.
Yeah.
Get out of here, get out of here. Right, and we start hiding in the cave, yeah? Now, next time we go out, when we feel safe enough to go out, we're out hunting for a deer, we see a saber-toothed tiger, like a mile away. It's about that big in the distance. Our body will go into trauma and run because that was the only warning system we had, and that's a good thing, yeah? So anxiety in its right place is a good thing. But because of the size of the neocortex, we can bring home the stress hormone by thought alone. We can remember, like that's what you're doing. When you have these flashbacks of your brother, you're bringing back the traumatic experience. You're bringing on this cortisol response. So we're bringing back. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
So because of the thought alone, we're bringing back the trauma.
Yep.
21 years later.
Yeah.
You're bringing back the same response. It's no good for you. So it's not good for you. They're not serving you. Your brother, there's nothing wrong with your brother. But he's going, check your brother because something could be wrong. So it is trying to do something good. The brain always works in a positive intention. Them flashbacks, when you ringing your brother, it's its way of going, check he's all right. You might need to save him. But he don't. He's not even there anyway. So you have to bring up the check. But so the logical side's not there. But your brain's going, you love your brother. So it's going to
traumatic response, right?
Yeah, that's what it is. But anxiety is trying to do a good thing.
Right.
Your brain only works with positive intention. These mass murderers go out there, they've got some mad fucked up beliefs and programs that think it's good that they go and kill these people because it makes them feel better that what happened to them was a sign from God that they had to do that to make things better. I don't know. This is how mad the brain goes. But their brain is working positive intention. We're thinking you're fucking nuts, right? Charles Manson getting them people to go and kill everyone. He thought it was a good thing in his twisted head. But it isn't. But in his mind, it was a good thing to do. It made him feel good. So it's a positive for him if he felt good out of it, yeah? But we don't think it's positive. So even when a lot of people do bad things, if people have a fight and go and bash someone up, in their mind with that map of the world, it was a good thing that they took a liberty with them. So they go and smash his head so you know, them bods on the street know that you can't fuck with me anymore, yeah? It's not a positive thing beating anyone up, is it? There's no winner in a fight. But in his map of the world, it is, because on the streets, you can't ring the police. You know the drill. You can ring, if I've rung the police, I might, people go, hey, why don't you ring the police then if you lived in that environment? Are you fucking joking? My mum, dad's car would have been spray painted grass, the windows would have gone through, like no one would talk to you. Like it's another world. Like people don't understand where we come from. You can't do that stuff. Well, you can, but you're gonna sow the pain after. So you're brought up with this rule of not grassing, and that's how it is. So if you're from that environment, you'll get it. If people ain't, they're not going to get it. It's just maps of the world, you know?
So obviously you grew up on like, the street sort of, we come from a similar sort of background, from the street life, from young. When did you realize you wanted to do what you do? How did it come around? Was it like a light bulb moment, or and what age was you when you sort of realized I want to work?
I was in my late 20s. I started doing bits with sales, and I picked up some sales techniques. But when I was 22, my mate gave me a book. He passed away this year, Russell Dryden.
Rest in peace.
Big inspiration to me, the man. And he had he taught me about energy. And he had a fish stall down the blue, in Bermondsey. And he went, hey, mate, why is his stall? Why is the only stall that survived? Those stalls that come and go. The market had been gone from Bermondsey for years. He's still there every week.
Is that where you're from?
Bermondsey, yeah.
Yeah.
So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, his fish stall would always have business, right? And, fish on a fish stall's dearer than what you get in the shops. But he always done well. And I went, mate, how do your stall always busy, Russ? I was about 22. I'm probably smoking a joint on the side of the street at that age, yeah?
Well, you was?
Yeah, at that age, right? And he went to me, I was in my bat, I thought, I don't know what I was doing at that age. But anyway, he went to me, I'm sitting there talking to him on the stall, and he went, watch this. He went, it's about energy. And I remember thinking, what the fuck is he talking about? And it's like waves, everything's, you can't see it, but from atom to atom, there's connection. Like when you throw a stone and you see the ripple, and it hits the water and you see the ripple, well, watch this. He went, watch this. His stall was empty, right? He got a bucket of ice with his fish, and watch this. Threw the ice over the fish, got his scrim, started moving the ice about, couple of minutes, got another load, more ice. All of a sudden, people started walking up to the stall. And he was going, see? It's like a ripple of energy. I remember I was fucking thinking, he's off his head, wasn't it? And he went to me, read this book, The Celestine Prophecy, right? And they give me a story about it, but I'll cut it short. So I got this book, The Celestine Prophecy. So anyone out there wants to read it, it's what got me on my journey with energy. And it's all about coincidences and energy, that everything in law of a vibration, that like can only attract like. See, this is the fucking weird thing. If you start getting into quantum physics, and you go into source energy, so everything in this room has energy. Yeah. So the only difference between that wall and that sofa at source level is the frequency of the atoms that are vibrating. That's it. Because then one or two atoms build a molecule, molecules build up into compound, and it builds up into level to make everything. But at source level, everything is energy. Yeah. So if we put this under a microscope, it'd be a very slow vibration because it's really hard and a lot of matter. But softer the things and higher frequencies, the faster it's moving. So, does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm with you.
So it's really weird when you think that everything in this room, the only difference is the frequency of the atoms. It's weird that we live in this mass matrix of energy. It's weird because we look at ourselves through a three-dimensional world.
Yep.
But how about this? Your bones regenerate every 3 years. So you have new bones, head to toe, new atoms, molecules, everything's renewed in 3 years, right? Your organs, all your organs in your body every 2 years. Your liver does it in 6 weeks. Your liver's like a pound and a half. It's the biggest organ, yeah? But that regenerates in 6 fucking weeks.
When you say regenerates, do you mean?
New liver. There's no part of your liver which will be there the same part in 6 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, your bones regenerate every 3 years. All your organs internally, 2 years.
Wow.
The longest ones take up to 2 years to regenerate. Your skin, head to toe, 3 months. Every bit of your skin now, head to toe, will not be the same skin in 3 months' time. It's shredded. I'm going like that now. You can't see it, but in the quantum world, as we look through a microscope, there'll be little millions of particles of skin falling off my hand now, but we can't see it. Yeah.
Right, okay.
So we don't shred like a snake. We're shredding all the time. So every 3 months, you've got new skin. So I always say this when people have been attacked and sexually abused. I always say to them, I tell them this because in a way, they've never touched you. They've scarred your brain with a memory, but they've never touched that skin because every 3 months you've got new fucking layers of skin.
Damn.
Does that make sense?
That's a good way of seeing it, yeah.
They've never even touched you before. You've never even slept with your ex-girlfriend if you haven't slept with her for 3 months.
But they have in your mind.
You have in your mind. You remember it. You remember the experience, all that's stored in the computer. But your actually skin hasn't touched her.
Do you know what? I didn't even know that.
That's mad. Your cells every 2 weeks. Not one cell in your body is the same within 2 weeks.
Wow.
Right? So
What about your eyes?
your eyes are the same. It's every well, I don't know. I come under the I don't know what I come under, but it'll be within the 3 years anyway, right?
Yeah.
So everything in your body regenerates, like the material. Because if it wasn't regenerating, it'd rot, wouldn't it?
Yep.
I had an air transplant. I used to box. I had like skin like that, so I had my eyes cut off here because it was driving me mad. I couldn't really see here, my peripheral vision. And when they cut it off, the time it was literally 10 minutes. The time I got up, it was on the side. It all went white and died.
No way.
Yeah, because there's no blood running through it, regenerating it, and keeping it with blood circulation. So what I'm trying to say is, every 3 years you have a whole new body. How weird is that? So you're not in the same body that you was in 3 years ago.
What's your opinion on like our spirit and like what happens when
This is what I was about to say. I love you that you said that. Your consciousness is your spirit.
Yep.
Spirit is something we talk about when we're dead, right? But it's the same thing. Consciousness, spirit, as soul.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking thing. It just depends what story you're telling, right?
Conscious, spirit,
Soul.
soul.
It's all the same fucking
Same
thing.
thing. Okay.
It's just what story you're talking about after death, you know,
Yeah.
before whoever, someone else's soul is someone else's spirit, or, you know, what. So what I'm talking is about consciousness. This is what we are. We're magic. Human beings are a bit of magic, yeah? No other living thing has consciousness like us. Yeah, what was a crocodile doing 2 million years ago? It was in a swamp, kill, sleep, eat, mate, reproduce. What's it doing 2 million years later, the thick bastard? It's still in the swamp, kill, sleep, eat, mate, reproduce.
Yeah.
What have we done in a couple of 100 years? We've got planes to go higher and faster, further than the bird. Car trains go faster, further than cheetah. Boat submarines go deeper and further than the fish, because we're consciousness. We can create a future thing in our mind that we then manifest. Yeah.
Was it always like that? Have we always been? I guess.
Yeah, it was getting stronger and stronger as the time goes on. The conscious mind's we're getting more able to create as we go on. We're learning more skills, but our consciousness was always there.
Always there. Yeah.
Yeah. So nothing has ever happened without, you know, consciousness and entering into it, really, for us. So we're the most wonderful thing in the universe. We go, oh, life's so hard. Oh, look at me. Hey, there's nothing more amazing than a fucking human being. Tell me something that lives on this planet more than, I'd love to be a dog. No, you wouldn't. Want to lick your own fucking bits and pieces and it's, you know, no one would. What would you be an animal for?
Yeah.
Like, we're talking about, you know, we're in the warm when it's winter, we can live longer, we eat lots of food. Like, we're creators. So we're consciousness, yeah? So what I'm trying to think about with death.
This is what I was going to ask you.
When my dad died, I cried all the bodies. His fin his face went yellow. His gums shrunk up. He had liver cancer. His face was orange. His eye went blind in the last 24 hours. But obviously, it was horrific to see. What am I crying for? Why am I crying about the body that's a lump of cancer? Why am I crying about the good body that was there 3 years ago, or the body before that, or when I was a little boy? Why am I crying about that body? Because that body's been dying every 3 years anyway.
Yeah.
The skin's been disappearing every 3 months. The organs have been changing every. So logically,
it was inside.
It's not been no fucking different. It's the magic. It's the consciousness that we miss. And you see when he takes his last breath, you can see the thing. Just the body's just a shell.
Yeah.
Not anything.
I know.
So, and listen to this, right? This would make even more sense and make people understand grieving better. So, have you ever heard of E equals MC squared? Einstein's mathematical equation.
No, say it one more time.
E equals MC squared. It's how they split the atom bomb in the end, which wasn't good.
Okay.
But E stands for energy, equals M, which stands for mass. Now, let me explain what mass was. In the 1800s, there was a scientist, and him and a woman, who obviously wouldn't have got mentioned in them days because it was all men, but there was a man and a woman, but the man got the credit for it. He said, he had a Victorian scales, and he said he had 2 English guineas one side, and he had some wood on the other side, which weighed the same as the guineas. And he said, everything is energy. He said, if I burn a matter, he said, if I burn that wood and I could capture the smoke in a bowl, the match would light the wood would turn to flame, the flame would heat up and burn the wood into smoke and ash. And as the smoke went up, if he could capture every bit of that smoke and it would run back down into water, and it would lay into the thing with the ash and the bits of wood that's left, it'd weigh the same as the guineas. They said, you're fucking mental. He said, I'm telling you, I believe this is the case. It only took him about 6 months to actually do it. And that's why in science we have mass, which is documented, it's fact, yeah? So it weighed the same. He lit the wood, it captured all the smoke turned to water, they managed to get all the water out, and it weighed the same. So like when the Twin Towers blew up, yeah? When the plane, if we would have the weight of the plane, the passengers, everyone in the building, all the things in the building, the weight of the building. So if it weighed 6 million tonne, if we captured every bit of smoke, every bit of debris, every bit of ash on the floor, it'd weigh the same. How fucked up is that? If I set this on fire, okay, another way. My dad, they put him in a casket, right?
Yeah.
So he got cremated. When they burnt my dad, if I captured every bit of smoke, and that in a glass bowl and it turned back into water, because that's what smoke does, yeah. And I got my dad's ashes, it'd weigh the same as my dad in the casket.
Because
it's just changed form.
Wow.
So what happens is, right?
Wow.
So look at this, right? This is what they say about, and they say, how does a theologian explain God? Yeah, people into understanding God would say God always has been, always will be, goes in form, out form, and through form, and he can't be created or destroyed. Now, a quantum physicist looks at energy and says it always has, it always will be, goes in form, out form, through form, and can't be created or destroyed. It's mad, isn't it?
Are you religious?
Not really, no.
No.
I believe there's a God, but I don't believe it. I believe there's a God.
Okay. So you believe in high powers.
I believe in high powers, yeah.
What do you feel happens to us when we do pass?
I believe the consciousness, I believe our brain is a record of the past, like a hard drive in a computer.
Yeah.
That's when people's brains start to shrink, they start to forget things, and we get Alzheimer's. The memory, it's like an hard drive. And I believe when we die, the consciousness shoots off to somewhere else. The consciousness, I don't believe can die.
Right.
I believe that will shoot off into something else. I don't believe we're man or woman. I believe we're just consciousness, and whatever vessel we go to, there must be some other galaxies where there's fucking other people, because they've proven where there's a sun and the moon, there's life. But I believe that consciousness stays. I don't believe, that's how I believe in it.
So what in terms? So you reckon like one consciousness can go into another human or anything?
Yes, I don't know, but I don't believe it dies.
Okay.
I don't believe the consciousness can go. I believe as it leaves the vessel, it's gone. But I believe then that the body's dying anyway. The body don't matter, because it ain't the same body it was fucking 3 years ago. It's really irrelevant. We're just atoms of matter, just like the fucking table.
Yeah.
So you've got to understand the quantum world a little bit to be successful. That's how we manifest, right? We're changing our frequency, which pulls the same frequency towards us. So that atom in that blue paint, if we looked at it, it might be just, I'll make a number up, 122 hertz.
Right.
And if I got the atom in that glass and we looked at it from a microscope and we picked an atom, it might be 672 hertz. So one's faster than the other, yeah? They can't connect. Yeah, they can't build, they ain't going to build nothing, yeah? But if you've got 137 hertz and 137 hertz on the same frequency, they'll come together and become one. Does that make sense?
Is that similar to
law of attraction?
And what about humans? Are we running off similar frequencies?
Everything you think sends out a signal, and your heart's like a receiver.
Yeah.
So we're like capital radio. Whatever we feel, we're sending out. So if you keep, when you get up in the morning, you have a bad morning, you're late, then you get caught in traffic. So in the frequency, everything goes wrong. Then it feels like one of them days, because you don't settle the body down and start to calm it and change that frequency. It's going to happen all day. So like attracts like, proven in quantum physics. That's why when you're manifesting, we talk about law of attraction. When you close your eyes and you're thinking of what you want, and you started to smile earlier, yeah, and you started getting a little cheeky smile, like nodding your head, you started shifting your frequency. So as that feeling changed, that changes the frequency around you. The shape of the atoms will change shape up to like nearly a meter around you, half a meter away. So now you're sending out a signal, and if you can only attract things into your life on that signal.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So you are what you attract.
You are what you feel.
You are what you feel.
So what I'd do is, it's a good little trick for people and for yourself.
Okay.
Next time, anchor it, yeah? So anchoring is, what I'll do is squeeze my fist. So what I'll do is I'll visualise my LA dream, yeah? So I'm in LA, I can see Santa Monica, I can see the Malibu mountains, thinking of what's going on around me, all my little personal things, and I squeeze my fist when I feel really good, yeah? I let go, I open my hands. Every time I visualise, I remember to squeeze my fist. And I can be in the car now, driving along. I don't need to visualise, I just squeeze my fist, my body goes, boom, into that state.
Wow.
So neuro-association, it's called an anchor or trigger.
So you're using touch.
I just squeeze that and it just trigger. I know what that means to me.
Yeah. So you've associated a feeling,
I've been programmed an association, yeah.
Wow.
So everything we do is an association.
Is that repetition, or did that?
Don't take long, like do it once or twice, it's done.
Yeah.
So, because you know what the intention is. So, if you had a dog, right, you went to be, Rob, look after my dog. And I went, okay, cool, so will, mate. And as you went out of the room, I kicked it. Bang, 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 right? Fuck off, get away from me. Right? Every time I come in, and that sounds mad, right? But this is how human beings.
Do me like that,
this. I want to do that. No. You wait till I finish it, right? In 2 days' time, I put my key in the door. What's the dog going to do? It's going to hear that. It knows only I walk in the house. It's soon going to run.
Yeah.
And hide behind the settee shaking, yeah? Because it's going to know it's going to attract pain, right?
Yeah.
But imagine the other story, the better one, right? Bob, you look after my dog. Of course I will, mate. And I started playing up with it and threw it a ball, and I give it a few biscuits. I took it out for an hour walk.
Yeah.
It sat on my lap, I stroked it while I watched telly. In 2 days' time, I put the key in the door. What's going to happen?
The key in the
dog's
door.
going to come towards me, wiggling its tail. Pain or pleasure, that's all we're made from.
Wow.
As animals, our animal instinct. So everything you do is based on pain and pleasure. Now, the brain runs away from pain fast and it goes towards pleasure, but it won't stay, it don't want pain, yeah?
Right.
But if you put
Wait,
pleasure
say that
in
one more time. Say that. The brain
will run away from pain fast and it will go towards pleasure at that time.
Okay.
But it will sustain going towards pleasure if you can create something pleasurable.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we don't keep thinking about painful things. We're trying to run away from things all our life. But if you start creating visions of yourself being the bollocks, your brain starts going towards it.
Yeah.
It's become addicted to it. Become addicted to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a good thing. So we need to create visions and better futures in our mind for us to even start the car. We've got to fire it up. Let's get the visions going. At least we're going to start moving.
Do you feel like with the work you're doing, do you feel like you come across a lot of people that sort of bring on their own problems? You know, like there's a lot of people that say they're depressed now and stuff like that. Do you feel like
It's not that they brought it. I mean, they're just programmed into a way of thinking. Everything's about programming, and it's their parents or experiences or their map of the world, and they haven't got the knowledge because no one's teaching them.
Right.
No, tell me a therapist that spends most of the time talking about you and your future. Fucking none of them. They go back into the trauma.
from what you do as well, what do you reckon could be one revolutionary like idea that could just change the game for everyone? You know, in terms of living a happier, healthier life.
Mate, it's just the most understanding that you can only think how you feel, so work on your emotional experience. But most of all, understanding which people have already let go out of their mind, understanding that everything gets made twice. And creating the emotion prior to the event. So when I'm visualizing my goal being UK's #1 unconscious mind therapist, the same as I am the greatest of Muhammad Ali.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm Conor McGregor being the world champion. I'm visualizing myself being there, yeah. And I'm starting to experience that emotion. When I keep practicing that, I'll build a new neural pathway in my brain. After 30 days, that neural pathway builds. The energy runs from the old pathways now into the new pathway. Now I'm feeling like that person every day.
Yes.
So now I'm thinking within the chemical boundaries of the great in me. So now I manifest it. Now I start telling, but I don't give a fuck, get out of my way, I want to do this.
Yes.
Let me do it, get out of the way. And you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Do you want to interview? Yeah, go on, if you want to talk to her, let's talk to them. Because it ain't that I'm trying to be confident, that's the effect of the experience. I programmed the emotion of being #1 before I could manifest it, before I could get the skills to be it.
And everyone you speak to that's successful as well, they always say the vision was so clear, they made it so clear.
Yeah.
How you have to live it. Breathe
What's
it,
the
wake
new
it.
Arnold, and that new now, but Arnold, the documentary of Arnold Schwarzenegger, new one, Arnold, come out this year.
Yeah.
It's amazing. The first line of the documentary is that I've always had this amazing talent of being able to create a vision into my mind and seeing it and living into it as if it's already real.
Wow.
Something along those lines.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's how the thing starts. And you'll see anyone with greatness will talk in vision.
Yeah.
Academic people behind the greatness ain't they're talking academic in solving problems. But you know, if you talk about Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, Richard Branson, Mark Zuckerberg, whoever, right? What do they call these guys? Visionaries.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They don't call them good fucking self-talkers.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These like Richard Branson, 70-odd years old, he's created a plane to go into fucking space. He's done everything on the planet. What else can I do to make me happy? I can't think of. I've got everything. I've got my own island. I'm caked. All right. Let's do something that no one's done before. Let's create a plane that goes into space and gets to Australia in an hour.
Yeah.
He's happy all the time, the geezer. He's created greatness because he's a visionary. What did Steve Jobs make?
Steve Jobs, did he do
Anyone in here know what Steve Jobs made?
Was it Facebook or Amazon?
He done Apple. But he didn't make nothing. He didn't make fuck all.
Oh,
he's a
Steve
visionary.
Jobs.
Steve
I
think his name's Steve Bosniak. I might have pronounced it wrong, right? His pal made it. He walked into his mate's digs in uni and said, "What's that you made on the floor?" And he picked up this board, like a, what do you call them boards? Like a hard, can't really call them, not a system board.
Whiteboard.
The board in the computer. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
He picks up the green thing. He picked it up, the motherboard, right?
Yeah.
He picked it up and looked at it and he went, "This is fucking genius. You bypass something so the processor's quicker and you can't catch viruses." He went, "This could be bigger than IBM," which is Microsoft's original name. Yeah? He went, "This could be bigger than IBM." Steve Bosniak, who made the board, fuck off, Steve, threw it over the sofa. He went, "What you doing?" He picked it up and I'm telling you, all he done was have the vision of a product that his mate made, seeing it bigger than IBM. That's what Apple was created.
Wow. Okay. Apple,
The iPod, the phone, Apple phone come from the iPod. His daughter used to have a Sony Walkman, the shitty CD ones used to scratch when you used to walk. She jumped. Remember them?
Yeah.
Right? So
That's a throwback right there.
I go back to Rubik's Cubes and shit and tape decks, mate.
Yeah.
But the disc thing, and he used to get on his nerves because he's got this OCD sort of thing, he did with his light and everything. And he went, "Guys, can we make something this big with like a little hard drive in to put 1,000 songs on?" And they went, yeah, and I'll get me some designs. He just told them to make it. He had a vision of this idea, concept, go and do it, good boys.
Yeah.
Do you see what I was trying to say to you earlier?
Yeah.
He flunked uni. He walked out of uni. He used to walk back with shoes, no shoes on his feet. 'Cause he was like a hippie, coming out the hippie era into the early 80s. He shagged some bird and got her pregnant, said the daughter ain't his. Like, he was adopted. It was like a ruthless little shit. Like, it was hardly the next candidate to walk. He flunked uni. So he walks out of history and said,
but that's how our conversation started about. I mentioned about kind of rebelling against the system to be more creative. That's a perfect example of it.
Exactly.
Damn.
Right? And now he's the billionaire. The geezer got paid off a few $100 million and made the board because he was the visionary.
Yeah.
And even when they tricked him out of Apple for a little bit, the company went down because they had no vision. But now Apple's philosophy is all to do with the vision of Steve Jobs and to move forward. And now Apple's just an idea. It ain't a real thing. It's a bit of paper in a fucking safe saying there's a limited company. It ain't a real thing. Apple's an idea.
Created twice, though.
Yeah, got created twice. This is going to be bigger than IBM.
Yeah.
Right
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
With no money, nothing.
Visionary. Yeah, I think to be a visionary, though, you have to have some confidence in yourself, in your idea, self-belief.
That comes after the vision's born.
Do you think?
I know.
So,
because
talk to me.
Say to me, when you said it earlier, I said, I'm confident. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to be the biggest podcast and mental health spokesman in the world, right? Nothing. You close your eyes and you see it, you start to feel it. Yeah. Confidence is an emotion. It's not a thought. You have to train the brain to feel confident. Right. If you've been skiing before, right. I'll never ski till I was about your age, 31, right?
Okay.
Maybe even 32. And I went to a fucking skiing lesson at Milton Keynes because I've been there. These bods were going, "No, you're too old to ski." And I was out in Germany. You'd be too old to ski now. I was thinking, "Fuck off!" What? They all told me how great it is, and I'm going, "Too old." I thought, bollocks to this. So I went to the ski thing, right? Now, when I put the boots on, I felt uneasy. Confident.
Yeah.
When I went down doing a snow plump, going on the kids' thing, it's about that big here to there, right? Full of snow. I could jump on the floor and not hurt myself. I had one of these big suits on. When we were doing a snow play, right? I felt really unconfident, like all my five senses, hearing, seeing, smell, taste, feelings, like when you have your first driving lesson, I'm going down, look back, I've got nothing to compare it to, I do it again, I think I've done it better the first time. 5 times in, I'm fucking giving it a go and popping my feet out, because then I've become confident, because I've got to do it more than once. I've got to practice experience, The unconscious doesn't know what's real and what isn't. It don't know what you're seeing through three-dimensional world or what you see in your imagination. That's why, like, you feeling worried about your brother made you feel trauma. It's fucking 21 years ago. Because when you see the image, you think it's happening now. You understand it ain't now, it's a memory. The unconscious goes, bang, there's the image. There's the emotion that goes with that image. So if you practice things in your mind in the future, you start to practice that emotion. That emotion will become a memory.
Damn.
We get future memories, bruv. This is a fact. So you visualize for so long, it becomes a future memory. Now your body goes, I've got to make this shit happen outside here. Problems come from the outside into memory.
Wow.
Change comes from the inside out.
Change. Say that one more time for the
Problems
people.
come from the outside in. Yeah. But to change the problems, we've got to go from the inside out. We've got to install an internal memory of a future memory, and then the brain starts to make it the other way around outside here.
Wow. So
that's science. That's the RES system.
So for someone who wanted to make change in their life, in terms of like habits, good habits.
Anything, mate. If you can't get up and public speak, you have to sit in a place of comfort in your own home and imagine what it'd be like if you could. I ain't saying you're going to get up, visualize it once and go and do it. Don't work like that.
Yeah.
You've got to practice the body and calm the body down. And the body's got to start memorizing that that's safe. Because remember, it's a prehistoric. I don't fucking get up there. You don't feel safe. And when you start visualizing, you practice it safety, and it feels good and you start to look good. And once that happens, it starts to change the chemical balance to it. And after 30 days, you start to feel like it. And one day you're walking to work and you'll just get up and speak. You won't even be aware. You'll just get up. You won't think about it. You'll just act. Because you won't care. Because the body goes, this is a safe environment to speak. Because this is what I'll do. I'll feel good when I speak. It's no different in boxing. I worked with a fighter a little while ago. And when I said, it's always good visualising going at them, knocking them out. Everyone can do that. But I said, how about times in struggle, when you're on the ropes, what instead of like getting on the ropes and practicing getting punched in the face and getting off the ropes, I said, close your eyes. I said to him, what do you see now? Now pivot to the right. How could you get out of there and attack? Now pivot to the left. What other things can you see, Kev? And he started practicing. His next fight, it was a bare knuckle fight. BKB, his first fight. And mate, it was mad, Rob. He said 4 or 5 times in that fight, everything that I visualised happened. The same thing again, got me on the ropes, bang. And he watched the fight back. You can see it, like he's on the ropes. Instead of jumping away, he's pivoting under and he's attacking while he's on the ropes. He ain't running or trying to slip out of there. It was using it for his advantage. First round stoppage it was.
That's powerful, powerful. I'm just thinking now whilst I'm talking to you though. So like obviously you have a lot of amazing answers for what people would look for in problems and overcoming stuff, habits, trying to become a better person, trying to vision stuff like in a better way. What about yourself though? How do you deal with issues you come through in life? You know, like
Most things I don't really. I'm quite cool with things.
are you? Because
But then things. I've had a bad time at the minute. Things happen in your life, and you have to grieve and things. And someone put something. I put something the other week. I thought like I'm not in a good place. I need to work on myself because at some point you're a therapist. I thought you should be all right. I said, well, all right. So if my mum died, I'm not allowed to grieve because I'm a
of course.
therapist.
Well, I always
Certain things we can't help. We have to go through it. But I just know what I've got to do to get through it quicker and better.
because I always find that the people that want to help as many people as possible, they normally struggle to find people. Oh, it's almost like when you're that guy, people's kind of like they just done to yourself. You said about your friend, they assume that you're okay and like you can handle everything when you've got your own feelings and your own situations going on at all times. If anything, more because you're surrounded by people, a lot of people and a lot of problems because of what you do.
Yeah, but people always say this to me, but I'm with a psychotherapist. I get it because they keep talking about the fucking trauma every week for fucking 2 years.
Your solution based.
I'm fucked out. I'll get into the trauma. I'll do things like that. If they come in crying, I think sweet. I know they're going to be happy in a minute, so I can remove the trauma. Now let's go forward. So people don't believe it because they've never seen it.
Can you hypnotize yourself?
You don't need to. It ain't necessarily hypnotising.
Okay.
It's reprogramming. I can hypnotise myself, yeah, but there's more ways than just one. It's more about. It don't matter if I'm closing my eyes, visualising. That is a form of hypnosis. But all that matters is you reprogram that RES system. I don't give a shit how we do it, but repetition is great. So visualisation and repetition is good. Focusing on it, find anchors to stay in that state long enough. We can rewire ourselves. Yeah, so I have helped myself with loads of stuff. I'm helping myself now. Moving forward, and so yeah.
Do you struggle with anything at the moment?
Only grieving. If I grieve something, that's human nature.
What are you grieving?
I've split up with my ex.
Okay.
So that's just grief. You've been with someone a few years, you love them, don't work out. You got to move forward, and sometimes you get a bit of heartbreak. Sometimes you might, my friend died. You feel sad. That's life. Grieving's one of the things you have to go through. Anxiety I can remove pretty quick but sometimes your body's got to go through that stuff. That's the hard shit to speed up because it's a process. Where anxiety I can remove pretty quickly because it's a program.
So you talk about grieving. Do you talk to anyone about your grieving?
I could do it myself. I know what I'm doing, sweet.
So you talk to yourself, because I've always found that talking to my people helps.
No, I'm lying. I talk to my close pals.
Yeah.
Yeah. I work things through. With a lot of grieving, you've got to process stuff correctly. But there's clever ways of grieving, there's bad ways of grieving. So for deaf people, I got caught up with my dad dying of cancer. So I spent 3 months focused on him dying, thinking of him with cancer. That wasn't grieving, that was self-harming. Because every time I'm bringing back him with cancer, I'm bringing back the trauma of the event. Grieving should be really intelligently is focusing on my dad the day I was born to the day before he got ill. Because there's no bad memories. So if you think of someone like I think of my dad.
That's what you miss.
It's just different. Yeah. So if I think of me and him having an argument, I start laughing. If he comes to see you can't get out of here. I'll be pissing myself. I'd love him. I'll be sitting there going, mate, I'll be so happy. I'll be crying of laughter to see him. And so even the rows we had make me laugh and make me miss him. And then the good times are just as equally as good. So when you focus on someone you love who's passed, there ain't no bad memories. From the day you met them to the day before they got ill. Now you focus on their illness and watching them traumatically die. That's the universe's way of taking them out. It's none of your fucking business. We think it's outright. How often do people think about their mum and dad coming into the world out their nan's bits and pieces? You don't think about your nan's legs akimbo and your dad coming out and after birth. You'd be like, fuck that. So if you don't think of that, why think about how they leave? It's none of your business. You know what I'm saying?
What I think is really important, you said there about when you do grieve that person you've lost, you never think about any of the little arguments that you've ever had. You always think about the good times. So when you're having the arguments with people, sometimes it just don't matter.
It don't matter, no.
It don't matter.
If you love him, it don't matter. You look back, you think, remember that prick's fucking arrogant. Because that's who he is. His character is his arrogant. And you love him for that because he's your pal. It makes you laugh, when you think back of things. All the people, the good people you lose.
So you never feel like you you've never personally been there on your own, feeling like you struggle
Mate, I've
with
had-
being
yes.
because you're the guy, yeah, you help a lot of people out.
Yeah.
And I've been in situations where I've tried to help people out, and I know it gets heavy after a while, and sometimes you struggle to find someone you can turn to. Have you ever been in that situation?
When I struggled to turn to. Yeah, before I had the knowledge, of course. My whole upbringing was traumatic, bruv. My whole upbringing was traumatic. Yeah, I'm a working class family. You can't talk about your emotions.
Yeah.
That's a lot of men's fucked. I couldn't talk about my sister got all the validation and love in that way of, because your dad can talk to a girl about your emotions. Oh, you're right, babe, how you feel? Yeah, but shut up, you little, shut up and deal with, what's the matter with you? Move on. You know, shut up, you little.
Well, what's your opinion on that? You've obviously got, how many kids do you have?
6.
6 kids?
No, 6, fucking hell. 4 kids, fucking 6.
He's a breeder.
Well, I forgot about that. I've got 4 boys.
He's stitching himself up now. You see that? He's getting himself in trouble. Yeah, he's overseas.
No, fuck that. 4's enough. 4 boys and 1 grandkid.
Amazing, beautiful. And do you, that whole approach you had when you was growing up about don't talk and hide your emotions and stuff, what's your opinion on that?
With my first boy, I was still like that because I was 21. So the first thing I done was teach him how to box because we brought up in Birmingham. I thought I wanted to smash someone's head when I was at the first dad school. Biggest kid, just nut him. And like worst thing I could have done because that's where we brought up. It is hard in the areas, mate. You're like, and you know, I'm only young, but as I grew up, I've realised what the fuck, you know. Wish you never done that. Life's about, you know, not teaching your kids to fight. There's no need to, if you know. But there is in some areas. Though.
Yeah.
There is. It's not true. So you can't generalise. This is the thing. People want to generalise what's right or wrong. Like, if my boy's having a fight, I want him to be able to punch someone's head instead of him getting hurt. Like, if that's the world you're in. But I don't want fighting at all. Of course I don't. I don't want to have a fight. There's no winner. Who's the winner? Someone's ego gets cleansed. Yeah, I beat him. But what have you won? What have you achieved? You just hurt someone, you don't know. And that person hurts, ego's hurt, and he's hurt. So, you know, don't know winner in a fight.
Talking about winner, what's the definition of a winner for yourself? If you was going to look at yourself and say you're a winner, what would that look like for you?
A winner is someone that creates something and makes it happen. That's it. So a winner is something, it's a personal thing. I can't, you know if you're winning, you feel good about it. A winner is someone that does something good for other people, and creates their dream and live in their creation. That's a winner. And that could be, you ain't got to be a millionaire to be a winner. Everyone thinks about money straight away.
Yeah.
It could be the mechanic who always wants to make the best fucking engine. It could be the, you know, doing something you love's a winner. Do you know what I mean?
Do you feel like a winner?
Yeah, baby. Yeah, I'm a fucking winner.
Why are you a winner?
Because I'm a creator. I'm a visionary.
Yeah,
That's
yes, you
exactly
are, bro.
it.
You're a winner.
And this is it. And because I see myself as that,
Yeah.
I know I am. Like, and that can sound arrogant, but I'm visualizing myself being a better winner than I am now. So if I look back to how far I've come, of course I'm winning.
Yeah.
But I'm not even like on the scratching the surface of the things I want to do in the NHS and things I want to build for the future, you know?
Well, let's talk about that. For the people, what can they expect from you over the next, say, 5 years? What plans do you have for yourself?
Oh, man. I've got lots I want to do. One of them is that I've already in talks with the NHS to bring it out, because of my speed of anxiety cure, I can take a big chunk of it away from them. There's such a log back in anxiety. I mean, it needs help. So a psychotherapist I've trained, they love it. I spoke to someone else, this guy, I won't say his position, he's big in there, has come to me and said, look, we want to get this in there. So he's going to come and help me write it, the course, like the program, should I say, for anxiety, so you can put it into their words. That has to go through. I've got to do my back studies with my clients, live studies with my clients. I think they said something about I've got to train some university guys we're going to do more testing. And then we've got to try to get it for a thing called NICE, which is like being Corgi registered as a fucking plumber. You can't do anything. It's the same as this to get my stuff in. And then it go into one of the counties, and you start off there testing it, and then you build it out and out and out and out. So that's one of my goals. Sorry, go on.
No, to progress into that, just for the people, so they know, like, would that be you representing like cases of people you've worked with?
Yes.
Right,
There'll be case studies on me, and I've also trained as psychotherapists, and then we're going to use these case studies. Someone I've trained as well. That's going to be happening live, and these past case studies. So there's a lot of testing in that for them to put you through. It's going to take a while, but I know I smash it.
You got this.
Yeah, I smashed that, and then I've got my retreat in Spain. I've got loads of things up my sleeve that I'm doing. I'm just building a new website so people can download therapy.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people, men don't like to speak. They don't want to go to a therapist when they say, right, I need a session on anxiety, PTSD, whatever. Bang, they click it. They can pay to download and watch it. That's something I'm doing with someone at the moment.
Wow, that's
I'm
powerful.
working on that. But making sure they get value.
Just taking it back, you said about retreats. Can anyone go on your retreats?
Yeah, my retreat's in Marbella. I've had it. It's opening again next year. May the 12th, the first one. It's theholisticretreat.com. So it's the holistic retreat _ on Instagram. We have a look at it. You know, we've got Callum Bester's coming on this next one. He's been on a few of them. He loves them. He does.
Yes.
But we have people from all over the country, all over Europe. They'll turn up. We only have like 20 guests maximum. Okay. Most people come on their own. People get scared. It's like, honestly, 98% of people that come want to do it for a self-development thing, because you're using unconscious mind therapy with fitness training and nutritionists and everything. So, yeah, I'm getting back into that, getting that back open, because COVID was a bit of a hit with that one. Yeah. But yeah, I'm building that back up. And and my therapy, thehypnotistman.com. Look out for that. Yes. www.thehypnotistman.com. That's my website if anyone's interested in one-on-ones. My practice is longer, but I do travel the country as well. I'll go all over the place if I need to, especially for agoraphobics, because obviously I can't leave the house. So that's what I got. I've got loads of other little things up my sleeve. I want to live in between here and LA at one point. I want to do some.
You're going to be living in LA, right? We
know
that.
Yeah.
I've seen it already.
I've seen it. I was there earlier in here already. It's always in my mind.
I was with you.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go out there in March again. I love LA, man.
Okay.
Ain't so much LA, it's California. I call it LA, but I mean California.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I love it.
I haven't been out there. I need to get out there, though.
Yeah. I've been lucky enough to be around the world quite a bit and see a lot of countries, and there's just something there that's had an energy that I just love. I love the pink sunset and the pink sunrise every morning. There's something about it. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I just got a good vibe. Something's there for me anyway. I don't necessarily live there full time, but there's something there for me.
Well, the good thing is what you do, you can take that anywhere around the world, which is
definitely
beautiful. Is there anywhere you feel at most home?
LA. Cali. I feel more at home there.
Cali,
Yeah, there's a vibe there. There's a vibe there. It's calling me. I don't know what it is, but I've got kids and responsibilities here, so I'll be back and forth, and I've got a beautiful grandson, Albie. So I'll be back and forth, but I'm going to be out there in March. I've got connections, I've got some ideas, and I've got some little moves. So, I see opportunity in everything. Yeah. I see opportunity in everything. So I've got lots of things. That's
one of the traits of a visionary right there.
Yeah, mate. After rehab programs I'm doing online, I'm building something for that as well, because I think rehabs are good, but to get people to move forward after this future stuff. Yeah. I think it needs to be applied to rehabs, and I'm working on something at the moment with that. Okay. Because aftercare package, so when they come out, they've got like a 6-week thing that allows I can help make sure the neuroassociations, the neural pathways are getting built so they can stay towards that way, because that's where you need to catch them in the first 5 to 6 weeks. If you can keep them moving forward, then boom, you never see no one giving up drugs or alcohol. I say my life's got worse, do you?
So when they come out of rehab, that extra bit of space in their natural environment as well.
That's the difference, yeah. Wow. Coming out of there, and then teach them to move forward. I mean, some people can have a drink and fine, some people can't. I like having a drink at weekends and things. Yeah. But it don't take over my life, and some people are unable to allow that to be the case, and it's sad, And I believe some people have a chemical problem with it. I've got friends that have 2 drinks and they're like, I don't even know them. Yeah, they get aggy. They talk silly, like literally a few drinks. But
some people don't know when to stop as well.
They shouldn't drink. Yeah, they get in so much trouble, and it's mad.
What
I don't agree with some people.
If there was someone having a bad day, bad year, hard times, dark times, depressed, low, potentially suicidal, what sort of advice would you give them? One piece of advice straight down the camera.
That's a lot of people you're talking about there. To generalise an answer for that. Everything works out right in the end. It never feels like it, and emotions and what you're going through is like seasons. Like it's winter, you're in a dark place. It's nothing can grow. You can see no light. It feels you feel limited, and then you can get a little bit of vision, something to come and trigger you up for a little bit of change. Something will come along at some point. It has that law of averages, and then you plant a few seeds in spring. Then you start staying focused to that, and then you plant more seeds. All of a sudden, the summer comes and it starts to grow, and you start to have a great time, and things start going good again. And you think, "Fuck me, I'm not that person I was. I'm glad I'm away from that trauma." And then starts to die down. Things can get a little bit mundane. Things become normal, and then we go back into the winter, and things can be like, "This is human nature. We're gonna feel happy, sad, lonely, excited." You know, but you've got a choice to predominantly live in a better state. If you live in a here and now to the future mindset and practice your visualizations and create goals, you're going to have a better life. And if you don't, you're going to live here and now to the past where you're going to feel sad, anxious, depressed, you know, how good things once were. So you got these two sort of mindsets you can go in. The academic mindset teaches you to go into the past and look at things that went wrong and how to fix them, where you need to become a visionary and create goals and create the emotion of the experience. That's the most important thing is to create goals and to see a future. Without a future, you're depressed. So, and sometimes we've got to sit back and say, if I've been an idiot, I'm a fucking idiot. You know, if I've been an arsehole, I'm a fucking, you got to first admit what you are. Like, it's no good. I hold your hands up to what I am. And then, you know, then to create a change is a lot easier. Once you do look at yourself and think, "Oh, I don't like this about myself. Actually, I'm a bit like that." And be honest to yourself. If you're a prick, you're a prick. Then admit it, and then you can make change. But until you identify what your problems are and what you ain't doing good. And through life, sometimes being a prick's good for you. You know, if I'm on a council estate, I need to be a bit of a prick to get through life and be a bit aggy. And that's where it served me then. But as you elevate and you become a better person and you create better ways of thinking, then you have to adapt. We'll have to change. And I think accepting change is okay. And accepting your faults is good, because that's the first step to the change that you can make, is accepting who you are.
Accountability.
And forgiving yourself for the past.
Yeah.
You know,
Don't be too hard on yourself.
Like, I can't be looking back all the time thinking, we should have done this different. Like,
you're thrown in the middle of it.
I was a bit of an arsehole at that point. I did do that bad, but you know what? I ain't that person no more. So I look back and think, who the fuck is he? Like, you know, think how much you changed from the age of 16 to 18. You ain't the same person, mate.
Yeah.
From 18 to 21, you definitely ain't the same person. And from 21 to 30, you definitely ain't the same person again, right? But from the age of 35, we sort of level out and become the same person. This is scary because 95% of who we are at the age of 35 is a subconscious program. We're like robots. Everything we do is on repeat. So this is the age really to start practicing your visualizations, making change. I look at us, like by that age, we're like a phone. And if we don't keep updating, you know, like if you get your phone, you get your update. So it deletes the old one, it reinstalls the new update, yeah?
Yeah.
So it can run the new programs and new software. That's what our mind's got to be like. Because otherwise, your brain's still going to be like a Nokia, what they called, 3210 or whatever they were called. Like, that's no good for today. You can't download an app on it. So you're gonna miss life.
Yeah.
So at the age of 35, work on yourself.
Wow.
Create new programs because the old ones ain't going to serve you.
Yes. Damn. 35.
Yes, 95% of what we do is subconscious programs.
No way.
Go Canary Wharf.
Do you feel like, so I hear you and I can see now thinking about what you're saying. Is that because we think like at that age, we kind of think we know it all?
It's because we've got so many programs that we've learned. Life experience, we've got so many programs that there's no room for others. We know what we're doing. We know every angle of our life. We know where we should feel, what we should think. Well, not what we should, but the way that we do. And a lot of them, some of them programs are from when we were a kid, they're definitely not serving us. We've got to we always update our programs. So I'll create my neuro programs to create new neuro programs, if that makes sense. I'm always having to look for new ideas, new things to do, because then I'm always going to be living in that here and now to the future zone. So, you know, I always going to be creating new things. I make that my program, because that's what human beings are. Human beings are creators.
So if you're creating, then I guess you are ducking, diving, changing, and not staying stagnant. Because you kind of scared me for a minute. Because I think about a lot of people, 35 onwards. A lot of people do stay stagnant and are set in their ways.
Most people are. Most is a scary thing, mate. Most people die at the age of 35, really, and they just live until they're 70 the same day of their life.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
You go Canary Wharf and sit up there at 8 o'clock in the morning and watch them come out. I don't even know where they are. They've done that trip so many times. They're walking up like that. I don't even remember getting to work. They walk up to get the Starbucks, walk along. They're like minions coming out of there, yeah? Because they do it so many times. They don't even remember getting to work in the morning in the end because it's so mundane, you know? So which is fine. I mean, you got to get to work. I mean, same as me driving to somewhere, same as me going to my practice. I don't
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
it's the mundane
And
part of the day.
driving.
But you do need to create new programs. You do need to create new things. You do need to learn new stuff. Otherwise, you're just the same person for the next 50 years.
And we don't want that.
No, mate.
We
No,
don't want
definitely that, mate.
Well, honestly, I really appreciate you coming through.
No, I love being here. It's lovely seeing you again, mate. And I always enjoy your company. And I really appreciate you bringing me into this beautiful new studio. You guys sick, mate. I love it. You've done really well, and you're doing good things. And bless you for doing that, brother. Well done, mate.
Thank you, mate. You're always welcome here as well.
And we'll be back again
Appreciate
soon,
you.
mate.
Plenty of gems. Come on. The people need you, bro.
Yeah, we're going to talk about magic mushrooms next time.
Right,
And
listen.
psychedelics and how the
There we go.
microdosing is affecting the mind. Well, that's a good thing we can go on.
Have you done them before?
Yeah, man,
Okay.
microdose.
Do you know what? And I've been to like Thailand and that side of the world so many times, and I've never done them. And
Yeah, but there's a difference of doing like just getting tripped out your head because that can freak you out. I mean, start off with microdosing.
I'm an all-in kind of man.
I'm talking. Yeah, you won't be, won't you?
Yeah.
If you haven't done it before. But I mean, microdosing is really important to the mind.
Do you microdose?
Yeah, I have microdose. Not in a minute, but I do.
Okay.
But like 0.2 of a gram of magic mushroom psilocybin, it's the best thing for the brain. Go on TED Talks, look it up. Go on YouTube, type in microdosing psilocybin, microdosing magic mushrooms. You see this best. The studies are phenomenal. The brain scans are unbelievable. So the next legal thing is called lion's mane. That's really good, but it's not on the same par. But then, like, if
Yeah, I've
you
heard
have
about this
experimented
now.
with little mushrooms up a little bit, the ladder a little bit, to things like that. But it's pretty cool. It helps you. It's given me some good learnings. But microdosing's good. I'm not saying to people to go and do magic mushrooms and get a start dancing around the garden, but I mean, microdosing's really good.
Okay. So we're going to definitely going to talk further about that.
Yeah.
Definitely. And for the people, where can they find you?
www.thehypnotistman.com. On Instagram, it's at Robert Hisee. That is Hisee. It's probably on the screen somewhere anyway. And theholisticretreat.com. If you want to learn about the mind and become a therapist yourself, go to I forgot what it's called now, www.umtacademy.com. And I forgot my own website then, umtacademy.com. And yeah, find us there. And shout if you need any help. If you want to, get over your anxiety, whatever your problems are, or if you just want to move forward and become better at what you do, sports people want to have a good golf on a PJ at the minute, anything you need, hit me up.
Yes, Rob. Thank you.
And thank you for having me.
No, come on, bro. Always. You're
Treating me
welcome.
like a gentleman, as you always do. Thank you.
All the work you've been doing as well. Just big up to yourself. I've always been supporting, but yeah, so honor to have you in our space and just dropping them gems and helping as many people as possible. I see you, bro. So I appreciate you. And definitely I need to jump on one of these retreats sometime soon.
Mate. Next May, come on it, bro.
Right, listen, I'm up for it. Just before we wrap up the show, you've obviously come here today and you've experienced the Clean Energy Show and what we're all about. Is there anyone in particular that you can think about that you feel like would be the ideal guest to come up on the show and speak some?
I think you will love Dapper Laughs. I mean, he's to see what he's done. He's a friend of mine and he inspires me now. I remember him when he was on the coke and he was, getting bits of messes and, to see the man he is today, he's not the same man. He's so inspirational and his knowledge through the struggle has given him knowledge, from a, people could have seen him as a comedian who's just a clown comedian. He's a fucking funny, genius comedian. And he is a genius with helping people with a mind at the minute, with addiction and his words of knowledge. It's amazing. It's fucking amazing to see the man he's become. And I think, and he's hilarious. But I think for this show, mental health, clear energy, the geezer's got proof. He's living evidence.
Yeah.
And there's no airs and graces. He says it how it is. So
yeah,
definitely get Dapper Laughs. And my other pal, Tom Skinner, he's always good as well because he's always, hello, you lovely people. Have you seen him?
Yeah. I know of course. I know. Yeah.
He's funny, man. Tom's a real good guy, and he's so positive as well. So
strong
it's
energy.
like he don't never suffer with anxiety and depression. I've seen him go through anything. He just gets up and goes. He's he's a blessed guy, man. He's a really good man, and he'd be good to have on here as well. Tom Skinner, hit him up. He's good stuff.
They're definitely both welcome. It's funny you say about Dapper Laughs as well. I'm going to go see him tomorrow.
Mate, I see his show is hilarious.
He's performing in round the corner from me.
He's only posting the bits where he's just talking to the crowd spontaneously, but the show is phenomenal. The structure, how he's structured his shows now, See, because he's off, as I say, he's not on booze and drugs. And
Oh.
a lot of the show is talking about it, and it's hilarious, but he is absolutely, he's gone up levels, mate. I'm
100%.
so proud of the guy.
He's definitely been an inspiration to me as well. I've been following him for years, and obviously through all the drama that he went through as well. And what I love is that he pushed through and he still kept at. I mean, now look at the greatness he's doing for the world.
Mate, unbelievable.
He's the man. He's the man. He's inspirational, and he's one of the funniest guys.
He is, man. And he's got
social media right
a thing
now
on Facebook. Have a look at it, guys. Men and Their Emotions, it's called. It's a massive group. I don't know, last time I looked, maybe 60,000 or 70,000 men in there.
Wow.
Only men. And it's a good safe place for them to go and talk if they're feeling suicidal. And everyone in there's a community. And people don't know the shit that he's doing behind the scenes to help people. He's doing it out of the kindness of his heart, and he's doing it off his own back. So
big up
get
Dapper
Dapper on here, man.
big up Dapper. Big up Dapper and
Skinner.
And Skinner as well. Both of them, they're both more than welcome to come down and get in the hot seat like yourself, bro.
Yeah, mate.
I appreciate you coming down today.
Appreciate it myself. Thank you very much.
And yeah, we're going to get back to it soon. But for now, it's been a pleasure, my bro.
Thank you very much.
Till next time, my guy.
All right.
Love.
Thank you too, brother. I love you, mate.
Yeah, you too.
And clean energy, guys. It's all about clean energy.
Come on, let's go.
Let's play that jam again. I like that song. That was a banger.
Yes.
I want to get a copy of that.
Yeah.
I was rocking to that when you popped that.
Let's go. Yes, my people, that's a wrap for that episode with my brother Robert Hisee, the #1 unconscious mind therapist. We had a great conversation with lots of gems being dropped. I hope you enjoyed it. If you can do us a big favor and subscribe to us on the YouTube and follow us on all the socials, which you can find underneath in the link below. I hope you're having an amazing day, but if you're not, you're in the right place.
Clean energy.